Chapter 1263. She had to think of a way. Ma Xiaofeng had been bullied by Lu San. Even if she went to Lu San, she probably wouldn't be able to get anything out of it. After all, Lu San was a pauper and couldn't take out much money at all. Even if she killed Lu San, it wouldn't do their family any good. Instead, it would let people know that her Xiaofeng had been defiled by Lu San. Okay, then mother won't go. I have to think of other ways. Xiaofeng, weren't you and that Zhao Tianen good before? Can't you let him be with you? Mother, I have no contact with him anymore. Don't talk about him. Ma Xiaofeng lowered her head and suppressed her anger. Her mother was really. Everything was fine before, but she didn't think of Zhao Tianan. Now that she messed up, she thought of Zhao Tianan. However, it didn't make any sense now. There was no hope for her to be with Zhao Tianan. Xiaofeng, you can only find someone with good conditions. How long has it been? Could it be that he has a change of heart for you? Mother, isn't this all your fault? If you hadn't asked him for the 50 taels of silver, I guess I would be living with him now. Today's things wouldn't have happened. Chen Chuanxiu's heart was also annoyed. Xiaofeng. Mother didn't know at that time. If I had known that something like this would happen today, who would have asked him for the 50 taels of silver? How about this? You go and talk to Zhao Tianen first. Just say that I don't want the 50 taels of silver as a gift. See what he says. If I give him a daughter for no reason, he won't say anything, right? Chen Chuanxiu wasn't really so generous that she was willing to give up the gift money. But she knew very well that with Ma Xiaofeng's current situation, it would be difficult for her to get the gift money even if she married someone else. She might as well marry Zhao Tianan. At any rate, Zhao Tianan's family conditions were good. When Ma Xiaofeng married him, she might be able to send some things back to her family from time to time. She could be considered to have made a profit. Ma Xiaofeng didn't know what Zhao Tianan would say if she didn't even want the money. In any case, she had to try no matter what. At worst, she could just pretend to be pitiful and beg Zhao Tianan. As long as Zhao Tianan still had some nostalgia for her in his heart, he couldn't bear to see her too miserable. Mother, then I'll talk about it later. If it really doesn't work, then there's no other way. Ma Xiaofeng said in a deep voice. Chen Chuanxiu continued to sigh. She was worried about Ma Xiaofeng. He always felt uneasy, as if something big and troublesome would happen later. She was also thinking that she was too unlucky. Otherwise, with Ma Xiaofeng's appearance, she would definitely be able to find a good matchmaker in the surrounding villages. Even if she couldn't get 50 taels of silver as the gift money, 10 taels of silver or so would be easy to get. As for now, AI. Chen Chuanxiu sighed heavily and put down the kitchen knife in her hand. Facing Ma Xiaofeng, she didn't dare to speak too harshly. Thinking about it, her daughter had suffered a big blow today. If she spoke too harshly, Ma Xiaofeng would take things too hard and kill herself or jump into the river. Then she would lose a daughter for no reason. No matter what, she was a piece of flesh that fell from her own body. It would be a lie to say that she didn't feel any heartache. She had raised her daughter with great difficulty. When she was old, she definitely couldn't count on her son. More or less, she would need Ma Xiaofeng to help her shoulder the burden. Chapter 1264. Okay, Xiaofeng, don't cry. Since it happened, there's nothing we can do about it. Go and rest. Mother will boil some water for you to wash. Chen Chuanxiu said gently to Ma Xiaofeng. Since it was her first time doing it, her body must be dirty and painful down there, so she had to soak in hot water. It was Ma Xiaofeng's first time seeing Chen Chuanxiu like this, and she was slightly touched. Mother. Okay. Ma Xiaofeng responded. AI. Chen Chuanxiu sighed again, then went into the kitchen and began to boil water. Chen Chuanxiu was hoping that Zhao Xueqi could really bring something for her to eat. Her Xiaofeng's body needed to be nourished and recuperated. Otherwise, Ma Xiaofeng's body might not be able to take it because of her sadness. At night, Chen Chuanxiu saw that Zhao Xueqi didn't come over for a long time. Because Zhao Xueqi wasn't reliable, she knew that he couldn't bring anything good, so she went to sleep. But in the middle of the night, there was a knock on the door. Hearing the noise, Chen Chuanxiu opened the door. It was Zhao Xueqi standing outside. Chen Chuanxiu was instantly delighted. She was yawning, but after seeing Zhao Wenshui, she immediately became energetic. Chen Chuanxiu smiled and asked, Zhao Wenshui, did you bring something here? Did you get it? Zhao Wenshui quickly responded, I got it, I got it. It's all meat. Hearing Zhao Wenshui say that it was all meat, Chen Chuanxiu was even happier. That's good. Quick, quick, quick. Come in quickly. Okay. Zhao Wenshui responded eagerly and followed Chen Chuanxiu into the house. Zhao Wenshui took out 2 big packets of yellow oil paper from his sleeves. The yellow oil paper contained the meat dishes stolen from old Zhao's house. He opened the yellow oil paper and took a look. There were some braised pork and some steamed meat. These were all good stuff. How could the villagers eat such good food on a normal day? It would be amazing if there were a few drops of sesame oil in the food. Chen Chuanxiu leaned closer to take a sniff. A fragrant smell came to her face, and she couldn't help but swallow her saliva. Ah, it's all meat. Just looking at it makes me drool. Zhao Wenshui, you are really capable this time. Chen Chuanxiu praised Zhao Wenshui. Zhao Wenshui smiled proudly. Of course. Since I've promised, I'll definitely deliver it to you. Chen Chuanxiu threw a coquettish glance at Zhao Wenshui. Not bad, Zhao Wenshui, you've done one thing. As soon as Chen Chuanxiu finished speaking, Zhao Wenshui leaned over wretchedly and hugged Chen Chuanxiu. He blew into Chen Chuanxiu's ear and said flirtatiously, Since I've done this, shouldn't you reward me? Chen Chuanxiu naturally knew what the reward Zhao Wenshui was talking about was. She glared at Zhao Wenshui coquettishly. That's enough. Don't be naughty in front of me. The 2 children are sleeping in the house. If we make any noise, they will definitely wake up. Zhao Wenshui continued to hug Chen Chuanxiu shamelessly and begged, That's okay. Let's be gentle. Aya, you're really something. Why are you in such a hurry? It's not like you don't have other opportunities. It's the middle of the night, and the 2 children are at home. It's not convenient. Come over tomorrow. Chen Chuanxiu said seriously. Chapter 1265. Ah, okay. I'll come back tomorrow. Zhao Wenshui murmured as he stared at Chen Chuanxiu with his lustful eyes. No matter how he looked at Chen Chuanxiu, he felt that Chen Chuanxiu was much prettier than his wife. Chen Chuanxiu's face was very delicate, and her facial features were very beautiful. Okay, I'll come back tomorrow. Chen Chuanxiu said hurriedly. Before leaving, Zhao Wenshui pulled Chen Chuanxiu and said to her, how about a kiss? Looking into Zhao Wenshui's expectant eyes, Chen Chuanxiu couldn't refuse. She twitched the corner of her mouth and said to Zhao Wenshui, Okay, hurry up. Don't be too slow. Okay. Zhao Wenshui answered happily and quickly kissed Chen Chuanxiu's face. Then he turned around and went back happily. Chen Chuanxiu originally planned to go back to sleep, but she couldn't sleep because of the meat on the table. She wanted to taste it quickly. So she took 2 plates of meat to the kitchen and reheated them in the middle of the night. Not long after, a fragrant smell wafted out of the kitchen. She didn't believe it before, but now she finally believed it. Old Zhao's banquet this time was really good. Let's not talk about other dishes. Chen Chuanxiu tasted the 2 dishes that Zhao Wenshui sent over and exclaimed that she had never eaten such delicious food. After eating, Chen Chuanxiu hurriedly asked her 2 children to get up and eat. The 2 plates of meat were eaten clean by the 3 of them. Chen Chuanxiu thought to herself that she should ask Zhao Wenshui to get more. She hadn't eaten enough yet. The next day, Zhao Yun continued to go up the mountain to pick tea. There were a lot of tea leaves stored at home, about 20 kilograms. With so many tea leaves, she had to continue to sell them. She had to go to the county magistrate's mansion and ask about the situation when she was free. She couldn't expect the county magistrate to bring news to her. After all, the county magistrate was busy with many things on weekdays. Helping her to promote the tea leaves was a great help to her. Zhao Yun spent the entire morning picking tea leaves. When it was close to noon, Mu Lianfeng returned from Yang City. He did not spend too much time in the Crown Prince's residence. She only stayed for a day. She didn't know why old Madame Mu let Mu Lianfeng go so easily. When Zhao Yun saw Mu Lianfeng, she found that Mu Lianfeng had a sullen face and looked very unhappy. Something unpleasant must have happened in Yong City. Zhao Yuner hurriedly asked, Mu Lianfeng, what's wrong with you? You seem to have a lot on your mind. Did you encounter something troublesome? Speaking of this, Mu Lianfeng sighed and didn't say anything. He just held Zhao Yuner tightly in his arms. Zhao Yuner was even more worried and hurriedly asked, Mu Lianfeng, what's wrong? Can you tell me about it? He didn't even give her an explanation. She was really anxious. Yuner, what if I implicate you in the future? Mu Lianfeng asked in a low voice. Zhao Yuner was puzzled. She didn't know why Mu Lianfeng suddenly said this. She continued to ask, what do you mean by implicating me in the future? What can you implicate me in? Mu Lianfeng, could it be that His Majesty is making things difficult for you and punishing you for something? Mu Lianfeng shook his head. It has nothing to do with His Majesty. But... Chapter 1266. This marriage was between Mu Lianfeng and Murong Shuang, Mu Lianfeng's cousin. The Murong family and Imperial Consort Hua's family had been friends for generations. Murong Shuang and Imperial Consort Hua were cousins. Imperial Consort Hua's birth mother was Murong Shuang's aunt. This time, the marriage between Murong Shuang and Mu Lianfeng. Imperial Consort Hua's relationship was used to grant the marriage. The reason for this was that Mu Lianfeng's attitude towards Murong Shuang was too cold. So Murong Shuang went to extremes. Since the marriage was granted, Mu Lianfeng had to marry Murong Shuang unless he disobeyed the imperial edict. Mu Lianfeng received the imperial edict when he went back this time. He was very upset. He didn't like Murong Shuang, and he didn't like being tied to Murong Shuang in this way. According to old Madame Mu, she was happy to do so. She kept persuading Mu Lianfeng to marry Murong Shuang. However, Mu Lianfeng didn't agree no matter what. He was determined not to give in. This time, he made a big fuss and left the young lord's mansion. Even if he disobeyed the imperial edict, even if he displeased Imperial Consort Hua, even if he was severely punished in the future, Mu Lianfeng still wanted to insist. After all, he only had Zhao Yuner in his heart. If he wanted to marry someone, he would only marry Zhao Yuner. After hearing Mu Lianfeng's bitterness, Zhao Yuner was silent for a moment. She was puzzled. She didn't offend anyone. How did she offend Imperial Consort Hua? Now that she thought about it, it probably had something to do with Murong Shuang. If it wasn't Murong Shuang who made tit for tat and asked someone to stir up trouble at her breakfast stall, who could it be? It couldn't be Imperial Consort Hua, who was far away in the capital, could it? Zhao Yuner believed in her heart that a person like Imperial Concubine Hua would definitely disdain to bother with her. After all, she was just a little woman in the countryside. She had nothing to do with Imperial Consort Hua. This Murong Shuang, Zhao Yuner, gritted her teeth. Since she dared to steal her man, she would have to see if she would let her. Mu Lianfeng, what will happen if you defy the decree? No matter what, Zhao Yuner's first consideration was Mu Lianfeng's situation. She couldn't let Mu Lianfeng lose his life for her, right? Mu Lianfeng said in a low voice, at most, I'll be stripped of my title and suffer some physical pain. I think I can still keep my life. When Zhao Yuner heard Mu Lianfeng say that his title would be removed, she thought that the situation was really serious. If Mu Lianfeng gave up his status as the heir apparent, Zhao Yuner would feel that it was a pity. She was not greedy for power, but she felt that Mu Lianfeng had sacrificed too much to be with her. In ancient times, what people valued the most was wealth. Mu Lianfeng was an honorable man. Even if he gave up, he couldn't possibly stay in the countryside and farm with her. Wouldn't that be too oppressive for Mu Lianfeng? Mu Lianfeng, can you find a way to get the best of both worlds? Zhao Yuner asked with a frown. In her heart, she didn't want to give Mu Lianfeng to Murong Shuang, but she also didn't want Mu Lianfeng to suffer. A way to get the best of both worlds? Mu Lianfeng thought about it. It was probably impossible to ask Imperial Consort Hua for help. Unless he asked the Emperor for help. However, with the Hua family's influence, Mu Lianfeng wasn't sure if the Emperor would give up on him because of the Hua family's influence. You can try to talk to the Emperor, but I'm not sure if it will work. Mu Lianfeng said. The Emperor? Yes. Mu Lianfeng nodded. Then do you have to rush to the capital? Chapter 1267. Now he could only rely on this method. No matter what, Mu Lianfeng thought that he had to try. If he succeeded, he would not be afraid of offending imperial consort Hua. Although the emperor did not have much real power, the imperial edict was still more powerful than the imperial edict of the empress. Okay. But there's no hurry. Let's take a rest today and go tomorrow. Mu Lianfeng nodded and let go of Zhao Yuner reluctantly. He whispered in Zhao Yuner's ear, "Yuner, don't worry. No matter what, the only woman in my heart is you. The only woman I want to marry is you." This sentence seemed to be Mu Lianfeng's promise to Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner answered, "Okay. Mu Lianfeng, I believe in you." Okay. After Mu Lianfeng and Zhao Yuner lingered for a while, they hurried to the mountain. He wanted to settle the matters on the mountain so that he could leave for the capital tomorrow. Otherwise, Mu Lianfeng would not be at ease if he did not tell her anything. There were many things on the mountain. It would be difficult for Mo Yen to deal with them alone. Zhao Yuner went to old Zhao's house. She was going to help Liang Jinxiao take care of the food for old Zhao's family. As soon as they arrived at old Zhao's courtyard, they heard the quarrel in the courtyard. Because at noon, old Zhao's family found that there was much less meat, especially steamed meat. It was too little. After eating last night, Hua Chunhua checked the leftovers. Now that she looked at them again, she could tell that something was wrong. She shouted in the courtyard. She was shouting at the people of old Zhao's family. "Who the hell is it? Come out and eat the food in the kitchen. Aren't you afraid of being stuffed to death after eating so much steamed meat? How shameless! How dare you do such a sneaky thing? If I catch you later, I'll tear you apart." Hua Chunhua scolded and spat out saliva from her mouth. Old Zhao's daughters-in-law were trembling with fear. Seeing Hua Chunhua's fierce look, they knew that they would be in trouble later. After all, if Hua Chunhua was in a bad mood, they would suffer with her. Hua Chunhua stood and scolded for a day. Feng Zhangxia came to Hua Chunhua and said to Hua Chunhua, "Mother, we were full last night and we were not hungry. Why did you steal the food in the kitchen? Don't you think so?" Hua Chunhua snorted. "You didn't steal it? Then tell me, could it be that the meat in the kitchen grew wings and flew away?" Feng Zhangxia pursed her lips and continued to explain, "Mother, what are you talking about? Think about it. There are so many leftovers. Anyway, we can eat as much as we want on the table. You didn't say anything. Why didn't you eat it at the table? Why did you steal it in the kitchen every day?" When Hua Chunhua heard this, she fell silent for a moment. Her eyes turned and she felt that Feng Zhangxia's words made some sense. She nodded and said, "Eldest daughter-in-law, what you said makes sense. Then can you explain to me who stole our leftovers? I checked it last night. There's no mistake." Feng Zhangxia thought for a moment. Hua Chunhua said, "Mother, did a mouse or a cat steal the food?" Chapter 1268. Feng Zhangxia was silent for a moment. She thought about it and agreed. The cupboards were all locked, so cats, dogs, and mice couldn't open them. It was impossible for cats, dogs, and mice to steal the food. However, Hua Chunhua would be suspicious of them if they said that the food was eaten by humans. She would probably nag non-stop. However, Feng Zhangxia was clear that it had nothing to do with her. "Mother, I don't know. Anyway, it wasn't our first branch who stole it." Feng Zhangxia began to clear her name. "Then who stole it? Damn it! Which heartless bastard stole all the vegetables? If I catch him, I'll skin him alive." Hua Chunhua swore. After scolding, Hua Chunhua still felt uneasy because she didn't know who stole the food. What if he wasn't caught and the food in the kitchen was stolen again? Hearing Hua Chunhua's nagging, Feng Zhangxia's eyes turned. She moved closer to Hua Chunhua and said to Hua Chunhua, "Mother, do you think it was second brother who stole it? I think he stole money last time. I don't know if he's doing it again this time." Feng Zhangxia said this on a whim. If she said this to Zhao Xueqi, it would be better if they could separate from the family if they had a conflict. After Feng Zhangxia finished her words, Hua Chunhua thought about it and felt that it was really possible. After all, Zhao Xueqi had a criminal record. He stole money. It was possible that he stole some food. Li Chueying heard Feng Zhangxia's words. He scolded Feng Zhangxia, "Sister-in-law, what nonsense are you talking about? What do you mean my Xueqi stole it? Tell me which eye of yours saw it. If you didn't see it, don't talk nonsense and accuse others. Li Chueying glared at Feng Zhangxia. This sister-in-law of hers must have said a lot of bad things about the second branch on a daily basis. When Feng Zhangxia mentioned it in front of Hua Chunhua, a lot of things could happen. Feng Zhangxia probably contributed a lot to Hua Chunhua's dislike of her. Being heard by Li Chueying on the spot, Feng Zhangxia couldn't defend herself even if she wanted to. Her expression changed slightly and she said to Li Chueying, "I say, second sister-in-law, I didn't say anything wrong. It's like this. Second brother has this old habit. It's normal for him to do it again. After all, no one in the other branches would do this kind of thing." Feng Zhangxia's words almost angered Li Chueying to death. Her sister-in-law was too much. She was so angry. Wasn't it obvious that she wanted to put the blame on the second branch? No one could stand such treatment, and Li Chueying was no exception. She almost fought with Feng Zhangxia. "Sister-in-law, you're too much. Did you eat sage * tea in your mouth? You like to talk nonsense." Li Chueying said angrily. "When did I go too far? When did I talk nonsense? Second sister-in-law, then tell me, who stole our family's vegetables?" Feng Zhangxia also became angry. She thought of Shen Pan'er's words. The fiercer they quarreled, the bigger the trouble, and the more likely it was that they would have to split from the family. Chapter 1269. "Aya, second sister-in-law, you can't say that." All right. Mother, just take it that I said too much. If it wasn't second brother and second sister-in-law's family who stole it, then I shouldn't have said that." Feng Zhangxia hurriedly spoke hypocritically to Hua Chunhua. However, Hua Chunhua was even more certain that it was the second branch who stole it. She frowned and looked at Li Chueying with a pair of gloomy eyes. "Second brother's wife, your sister-in-law is right. Second brother is a habitual offender. If he steals once, there will be a second time. When we catch him later, we will interrogate him properly. If it really was second brother, see if he wouldn't skin him alive. I will let her know how powerful I am." After Hua Chunhua finished scolding in a huff, Li Chueying's face turned pale. Wasn't it a slap in her face to say that Zhao Wenxue was a slap in her face? It was all because Feng Zhangxia had slandered her that Hua Chunhua was suspicious of the second branch. When they returned, she would probably catch Zhao Wenxue and scold him. If there was evidence, it would be fine. If there was no evidence, it would prove that Zhao Wenxue ate it. Why should she scold him and get scolded for no reason? "Mother, don't listen to sister-in-law's nonsense. Think about it. Why would Wenxue steal it? There is no reason for him to steal it. Wenxue had eaten so much during the meal. Why would he steal food when he was full? There is no need for him to do that." Li Chueying explained at the top of his voice. When Hua Chunhua heard Li Chueying's words, she also felt that it made sense. That's true. Second brother is eating and drinking well at home. Why would he steal food? Look at him eating like a pig. His stomach is full. Logically speaking, he shouldn't be able to eat. If he could, then he would really be a pig. Hua Chunhua was puzzled and couldn't figure it out. No matter how he looked at it, he didn't think that it was a family member who stole it. Li Chueying rolled her eyes and said to Hua Chunhua, "Mother, why do you want to steal from our family? Was there a need to steal from their own family? I don't think it was stolen by one of our own. We're not the only ones living in old Zhao's courtyard." Li Chueying's meaning was obvious. Hua Chunhua was not a fool. She immediately understood what Li Chueying meant. "You're saying that third brother's wife stole it?" Hua Chunhua pondered for a moment. That was indeed a possibility. They didn't leave any leftovers for the third branch of the banquet, so it was normal for the third branch to do something sneaky. His brows knitted together, and a pair of gloomy eyes fell on the room of the third branch. "Mother, I didn't mean that. You were the one who said it." Li Chueying hurriedly tried to shirk responsibility. She was afraid that the third branch would find her and say that she was the one who said it. Then the third branch would scold her. "What do you mean by I said it?" "I know what you mean." "Humph, I think it was the third branch who stole it. I'll go find them and ask." Hua Chunhua said angrily. Then, she went to the third branch's room and called out to Liang Jinqiao. "Third brother's wife, come out." Third brother's wife. After Hua Chunhua called out a few times, Liang Jinqiao came out of the room and said to Hua Chunhua, "Mother, why did you ask me to come out?" "Why did I ask you to come out? Tell me why I asked you to come out." Hua Chunhua said angrily and reprimanded Liang Jinqiao. Chapter 1270. Third brother's wife, tell me the truth. Did you steal the things in my kitchen? There's a lot less steamed pork. There's no one else in the courtyard except for you. Don't quibble and say no. Liang Jinqiao was stunned and looked at Hua Chunhua with grievance. Mother, what the hell are you talking about? How could I steal things? So you're saying it's not you? It wasn't me in the first place. You're still quibbling. Hua Chunhua scolded angrily. Then tell me, who else in the courtyard can enter our third branch's room except for your family? It's said that it's hard to guard against a thief in the house. We just didn't leave any leftovers for your third branch. You don't have to act like a thief and steal from us. You'll be embarrassed if word gets out. Hua Chunhua's words happened to fall into the ears of Zhao Yuner, who came to the third branch's courtyard. After hearing Hua Chunhua's words, Zhao Yun was very angry and cursed at Hua Chunhua. I say, grandmother, you're really good at slandering people. Who cares about your leftovers? Do my parents need to steal them from you? Looking into Zhao Yuner's angry eyes, Hua Chunhua twitched the corner of her mouth and said, Zhao Yuner, what do you mean by not caring about them? Don't you still want to eat my family's food? Zhao Yun couldn't help but roll her eyes and snort softly. Grandmother, please figure out how much your family's broken things are worth. To put it bluntly, I don't care about them at all. Is there anything that can't be bought with money? Girl, you're really good at talking. Hua Chunhua's mouth twitched and she couldn't help but scold her. After being refuted by Zhao Yuner, she suddenly felt speechless. However, in her heart, she still believed that it was the third branch who stole it. I'm just telling the truth. Don't let a mad dog out. Just tie it up in the house. If it goes out, it will bite people. Zhao Yuner snorted, implying that Hua Chunhua was a mad dog. Hua Chunhua slapped her thighs and cried, as if she was afraid that no one would know what had happened. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my granddaughter has turned the world upside down. She called her elder a mad dog. In the face of Hua Chunhua's strange behavior, Zhao Yuner was too lazy to say anything. Grandma, you are slandering my mother. Isn't that even more unreasonable? I respect you as an elder, so I'm polite to you. Otherwise, don't blame me for being impolite. Zhao Yuner cast a frightening look at Hua Chunhua, which made her shiver. Hua Chunhua immediately shut her mouth when she thought of the suffering she had suffered at the hands of Zhao Yuner. Zhao Yuner snorted and said, Grandma, if the things were really lost or stolen, then you should check the people in your branch. After all, there are many strange people. Our family's daily meals are good, so we don't care about your things. After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, she pulled Liang Jinqiao and led Liang Jinqiao into the house. Hua Chunhua stood in the middle of the courtyard, her face full of resentment. Li Chueying and Feng Zhangxia walked forward and said to Hua Chunhua, Mother Xueqi is getting more and more out of hand. That's right. She's turning the world upside down. What kind of attitude is that? She said that it wasn't stolen, so it wasn't stolen? Chapter 1271. Mom. Yuner is so powerful. Who dares to provoke her? That's right, Mom. Yuner is too powerful. Even if the two of us want to help you deal with her, there's nothing we can do. Aren't you just making sarcastic remarks? That's bullshasterisk tea. Who doesn't know how to bullshasterisk tea? Hua Chunhua cursed. After that, Feng Zhangxia and Li Chueying's faces turned pale. They didn't know what to say for a moment. Okay. Let's go back. Just pretend that the food was eaten by a dog. How can we catch the thief? No one will admit that they stole it. Hua Chunhua said. She felt uncomfortable and didn't want to say more. Instead, she went back to her room. Feng Zhangxia and Li Chueying looked at each other and rolled their eyes at each other. One of them didn't like the other. Zhao Yuner went to chat with Liang Jinqiao casually and then started to cook. Liang Jinqiao said to Zhao Yuner in the kitchen, I don't know who stole the vegetables in your grandma's house. If they don't find out, they'll definitely think that we stole it. After all, it was always uncomfortable to be suspected. Liang Jinqiao was most afraid of this. He didn't usually do such things. Naturally, he felt uncomfortable when he was suddenly accused of doing such a thing. Zhao Yun understood what Liang Jinqiao was thinking. She said to Liang Jinqiao, "Mom, don't worry about this. It doesn't matter. Anyway, you didn't steal it. What right do they have to suspect you? What do you think?" "I think it was second uncle who stole these vegetables." Liang Jinqiao looked at Zhao Yuner in confusion. "Yun, why did you say that your second uncle stole it?" Zhao Yuner chuckled. "Because there's no one else other than him. The one with the worst moral character in old Zhao's family should be Zhao Xueqi. Usually, he was lazy and even stole money. For things like stealing, if there was a first time, there would be a second time. It was very easy to commit the same crime again. In old Zhao's family, it was impossible for the fourth branch to be involved. Although there were some weirdos in the first branch, they wouldn't do such a sneaky thing. It could only be Zhao Xueqi. If that's really the case, then there's nothing we can do. We can't catch them, so we can only let it go, right? Mother, it's not that we can't catch them, it's that we don't want to. I think we can try to catch this thief today." Zhao Yuner's mouth curled up into an arc thinking of the mousetrap from before. It could come in handy now. "How do we catch them?" Liang Jinqiao looked at Zhao Yuner curiously. She naturally hoped that Zhao Yuner could catch the thief so that she could prove her innocence. She didn't want Hua Chunhua to complain that she stole again. "Mother, this is simple." Zhao Yuner told Liang Jinqiao the method, but it was just using the mousetrap. She first told Zhao Baoshan that she would put the mousetrap in the kitchen at night. If Zhao Xueqi continued to steal, he would definitely go to the kitchen. When that time came, he would naturally be caught by the mousetrap. It would be strange if Zhao Xueqi didn't scream. After all, Zhao Xinhui was tortured so badly that his leg was almost crippled. Chapter 1272. If the culprit was Zhao Xueqi, Liang Jinqiao would not have to explain himself. Liang Jinqiao's innocence would be proven. After Liang Jinqiao heard this, he felt that Zhao Yuna was right and made sense. Although this method was a little cruel, compared to the act of stealing from one's own family, this method was not too much of a problem. "Yun, that's fine. We'll do as you say. It's just that your second uncle will have to suffer a little." Liang Jinqiao sighed with emotion. After hearing Liang Jinqiao's words, Zhao Yuner could not help but sigh. Her cheap mother was a little too kind, wasn't she? She actually said that Zhao Xueqi, the thief who stole from her family, was wronged. Punishing him in such a way was already being polite to him. "Mother, don't worry. Nothing big will happen. We just have to watch a good show." Yes. Liang Jinqiao nodded heavily. After eating with the third branch, Zhao Yun prepared some dishes and prepared to send them to Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng was not used to the food on the mountain. Anyway, she did not have much to do, so there was no harm in sending them. Chapter 1273. After all, he had been with young Master Huang for quite some time. He had never seen young Master Huang treat anyone like a friend. Mu Lianfeng guessed that Zhao Yuner did not know young Master Huang's true identity. Otherwise, she would not have acted in such a manner. After all, with his high and mighty status, everyone would revere him. After Zhao Yuner and young Master Huang chatted for a while, they returned to the topic of Zhao Yuner's visit. Zhao Yun held the box of food in her hands as she explained to young Master Huang, "It's nothing much. I'm just here to deliver some food to the heir. I don't think he's used to the food on the mountain." It was mealtime and Mu Lianfeng was about to eat. Actually, it was not that he was not used to the food on the mountain. It was just that he liked Zhao Yuner's cooking. Because of Zhao Yuner's excellent cooking skills, the food tasted even better. Delivering food? Young Master Huang sighed. His envious gaze landed on Mu Lianfeng. He's really lucky to have such a woman by his side. That's right. Being stared at by young Master Huang, Mu Lianfeng had no choice but to reply. "It just so happens that I'm hungry. Can we eat together?" Young Master Huang wasn't shy at all. He asked shamelessly. But I only prepared food for one person." Zhao Yun paused for a moment before explaining. Young Master Huang hesitated for a moment and looked at Mu Lianfeng. He seemed to be asking for Mu Lianfeng's opinion. Mu Lianfeng's head started to hurt. What could he say? He could only say, that. You should eat. I'll just eat a little. How can that be? Why don't we eat together and each of us eat a little? You can eat. I don't need it. Mu Lianfeng said. He knew in his heart that if young Master Huang was really that sincere, he would have let him eat alone. Why would young Master Huang ask him to eat together? If that's the case, then I won't hold back. Mu Lianfeng, since you're on the mountain, you'll have plenty of opportunities to eat. Young Master Huang's lips curled into a smile as if he was joking with Mu Lianfeng. Zhao Yuner, who was standing at the side, couldn't help but want to scold young Master Huang for being so shameless. How could he be so shameless? At the very least, he should be polite and courteous. However, this person did not even bother to be courteous and acted as if it was only natural. Mu Lianfeng was also speechless, but he couldn't say anything in front of young Master Huang. After all, it was just some food. It wasn't a big deal. Then you eat. Zhao Yuner took the food box, and then took out the food from the food box. It was a simple stir-fry from a farmer's house, but it emitted a strong fragrance. After taking a whiff of the fragrance in the air, Mu Lianfeng felt his stomach growling. He began to regret saying that he wouldn't eat. Even a little bit would be good. Mo Yen glanced at the food and gulped down her saliva as well. She was extremely tempted by the fragrance of the food. It was a pity that she couldn't eat it. When she thought about how Mu Lianfeng couldn't even take a bite and could only watch from the side, Mo Yen felt much better. This stir-fried pork with celery isn't bad. It's delicious. Young Master Huang sighed as he ate. After tasting one dish, he tasted another. This scrambled egg with garlic is also excellent. Young Master Huang continued to praise. Chapter 1274. Zhao Yun brought a large bowl of soup, which young Master Huang poured into his stomach. After drinking, young Master Huang wiped the corner of his mouth as if he was reluctant to part with it. He could not help but mutter, delicious. Mo Yen and Mu Lianfeng were extremely displeased by young Master Huang's actions. Originally, the two of them were already hungry when it was time to eat. Putting aside the fact that they could only stand to the side and smell the food, young Master Huang still treated them like that. It was just too cruel. Mo Yen was tempted to rush up and snatch everything from young Master Huang's hands so that she could eat all by herself. Huang. Mo Yen wanted to say something, but she realized that Zhao Yun was present. She gulped and said, Young Master Huang, what you ate yesterday was actually made by Yun. Really? Young Master Huang raised an eyebrow. I was wondering why the taste was so familiar. It's delicious. Miss Yun, your cooking is the best I've ever seen. Zhao Yun smiled embarrassedly. That was a little too exaggerated. Her cooking was not bad, but it was not to the point where no one could compare to her. Perhaps young Master Huang had eaten too much of the best food on a daily basis. Now that he was eating her ordinary dishes, he felt that they were delicious. Young Master Huang is overpraising me. Zhao Yun replied modestly. No, I'm speaking the truth. When have I ever been too kind? Miss Yun is just too humble. The three of them watched young Master Huang eat alone in the room. Young Master Huang did not feel embarrassed at all, calmly finishing his meal. Zhao Yun cleaned up the dishes. Are you done eating? Zhao Yun asked politely. I'm done. Young Master Huang nodded in response. If it weren't for the fact that her stomach was too full, she would have stuffed a little more into her stomach. As long as you're done eating. After clearing the table, Zhao Yun prepared to go back. Young Master Huang's gaze was still on Zhao Yun. Suddenly, he joked with Mu Lianfeng, I think this girl is not bad. Mu Lianfeng was slightly taken aback. He was very nervous. He kept muttering, It's over, it's over, it's over now. Due to his nervousness, Mu Lianfeng did not reply to young Master Huang. Zhao Yun stepped forward and said to young Master Huang and Mu Lianfeng, Young Master Huang, Mu Lianfeng, I'll head back first. If you have anything to say, please continue. Both young Master Huang and Mu Lianfeng responded. Yun, drive safe. Ladies Yun, let's go. Zhao Yun smiled and went out of Mu Lianfeng's tent. When she left, Zhao Yun was also a bit worried. When she thought of what young Master Huang said to the black-clothed man that day, Zhao Yun'er was afraid that young Master Huang would do something to harm Mu Lianfeng. After Zhao Yun'er left, young Master Huang smiled at Mu Lianfeng and continued to speak to Mu Lianfeng. Mu Aiqing, why are you so nervous? Why do you look so pale? Why are you trembling? Could it be that I'm that scary? Being stared at by young Master Huang, by the emperor's deep gaze, Mu Lianfeng became more and more nervous. A layer of cold sweat appeared on his palms. Mu Lianfeng said, Your Majesty, this subject wouldn't dare. Why wouldn't you dare? How could your Majesty be scary? This subject is just feeling a bit uncomfortable. Mu Lianfeng explained nervously. The emperor's lips curved slightly. Actually, I don't know why you're so nervous. Is it because of Lady Yun'er? Chapter 1275. Mu Aiqing. Zhen heard that you and this Yun'er are in frequent contact. Could it be that you've fallen in love with her? It's not a big deal if you've fallen in love with her. After all, this Yun'er is really good. It's unexpected that there's such a woman in a small village. She's even more eye-opening than some noble ladies. Hearing the emperor's praise and admiration for Zhao Yun'er, Mu Lianfeng increasingly felt that the emperor had taken a fancy to Zhao Yun'er. It wouldn't matter if other people took a fancy to Zhao Yun'er, but the emperor couldn't. After all, this man was the master of the world. As long as it was a woman he wanted, there was no woman he couldn't get. If the emperor got Zhao Yun'er into the palace, what was the use of him being the heir of the Xueqi? In the end, he couldn't defeat the emperor and had no way to compete with the emperor for a woman. Your Majesty, this subject has a presumptuous request. Mu Lianfeng suddenly knelt in front of the emperor and said to him. The emperor raised his eyebrows and asked, Presumptuous request? What presumptuous request do you have? Mu Aiqing, don't be so polite. If you have any request, just say it. If Zhen thinks it's okay, Zhen will naturally agree. Mu Lianfeng frowned and thought for a while. Your Majesty, this subject thinks that Yun'er is very good. During these days in Xuelan village, I got along with Miss Yun'er for a period of time. Their relationship is very good. 3 years ago, this subject accidentally had a child with Miss Yun'er. Mu Lianfeng told the emperor about his situation. It was nothing more than that he had feelings for Zhao Yun'er and had a child with her. In this life, he would only marry Zhao Yun'er. Since your relationship is like this, there's no harm in marrying Miss Yun'er. Hearing this, the emperor sighed with emotion. Your Majesty, this official wants to marry her and has been working hard for this matter. However, this official's status and hers are too far apart in the secular world. If we want to be together, I'm afraid it will be difficult. Previously, this official wanted to ask Your Majesty to grant a marriage. Mu Lianfeng introduced the recent events again. The steel on the mountain was developed by Zhao Yun'er, and all the credit went to Zhao Yun'er. In summary, the emperor only needed to first give Zhao Yun'er a status that could be seen in the secular world. In addition, he would also bestow a marriage between him and Zhao Yun'er. When the emperor heard that the steel was made by Zhao Yun'er, he couldn't help but sigh with emotion. After learning more about Zhao Yun'er, she was even more curious about what kind of woman Zhao Yun'er was. Compared to ordinary women, the difference was too big. Even a man would not be able to reach the level of Zhao Yun'er. Such a woman was too powerful. If she was a man, she might have done something earth-shattering. The great Zhou country needed this kind of talent. Hearing Mu Lianfeng's words, the emperor pondered in his heart. Betrothing Zhao Yun'er to Mu Lianfeng was a matter worth considering. A woman like Zhao Yun'er, after marrying a man, would definitely help him and achieve great things for him. So the man that Zhao Yun'er helped must be used by him and stand on the same side as him. If he didn't use him, then he would be giving himself a lot of pressure. When the time came, it would be very troublesome to deal with. The emperor didn't immediately reply to Mu Lianfeng's request and was silent for a while. Chapter 1276. Imperial Consort Hua acted on her own initiative and granted you a marriage. Zhen will talk about it later. As for your marriage with Miss Yun'er, the emperor paused in the middle of his words. Mu Lianfeng's heart was like ants on a hot pan. He was very anxious. However, he had to control himself and not show it too obviously. Your Majesty, this official will only marry Miss Yun'er in this life, so I hope to marry Miss Yun'er. This official can't ask anyone else, so I can only ask Your Majesty. Miss Yuner is different from other girls. Although she is a young woman from the countryside, she is different from other women. This official doesn't care about those who are well-matched in terms of social status. The emperor shouted, Mu Aiqing, let's talk about this later. You don't have to worry about your marriage with Miss Yuner. I will arrange it in the future. Mu Lianfeng tactfully shut his mouth. He knew that if he said a few more words, he was afraid that he would make the emperor unhappy. After all, the emperor's meaning was very clear. He didn't want to grant him and Zhao Yuner a marriage. The question that Mu Lianfeng was most concerned about was why the emperor did this. His request wasn't too excessive. He just wanted to be with Zhao Yuner. The emperor couldn't even fulfill such a small request? Or did the emperor have some special feelings for Zhao Yuner? The emperor glanced at Mu Lianfeng's reaction and knew that Mu Lianfeng had a lot on his mind. The corners of the emperor's mouth hooked up in an imperceptible smile, and his eyes seemed to be thinking more. Mu Aiqing, let's not talk about this. Let's talk about something else. The emperor smiled and said to Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng's mind was restless as he responded. He continued to chat with the emperor, but the emperor's words didn't reach his heart. After chatting with the emperor for a long time, Mu Lianfeng went back. When he returned to Zhao Yuner's house, it was already evening. Zhao Yuner was cooking at home. She didn't let Mu Lianfeng eat lunch, so she had to make some supplements for him in the evening. Zhao Yuner thought that Mu Lianfeng would have to go to the capital tomorrow, so he probably wouldn't be able to eat the food she made these few days. When Mu Lianfeng returned, he smelled the aroma of food in the kitchen. His heart couldn't help but tremble as a different kind of emotion welled up in his heart. Yuner. His Yuner. He wondered if she was his. What if the emperor also stopped her? Wouldn't Zhao Yuner stay by her side for the rest of her life without a proper name? Because of this matter, Mu Lianfeng didn't eat and didn't feel very hungry. Now that he smelled the aroma of the food, he suddenly felt hungry. Mu Lianfeng walked into the kitchen. Seeing Mu Lianfeng come back with a calm face, Zhao Yuner knew that Mu Lianfeng had some thoughts. So she asked Mu Lianfeng, what's wrong? Did something happen? Who is that young Master Huang? Zhao Yuner saw how Mu Lianfeng treated young Master Huang today. He was very respectful. Mu Lianfeng's status wasn't low. To be able to make Mu Lianfeng treat him like that, he definitely had a strong background. When asked about this, Mu Lianfeng felt that there wasn't much meaning in hiding it in front of Zhao Yuner, so he said, Yuner, that is the emperor, our great Zhou country's son of heaven. Hearing Mu Lianfeng say this, although Zhao Yuner was a little surprised, she wasn't too shocked. After all, she had guessed that young Master Huang might have this identity, but she ruled it out in the end. So what if he's the son of heaven? Could it be that he is picking on you? Zhao Yuner asked. Chapter 1277. Then why? Zhao Yuner asked. Our marriage has been discussed with His Majesty, but His Majesty did not agree to it, Mu Lianfeng explained. We were supposed to go to the capital tomorrow, but we don't have to anymore. Zhao Yuner's eyes twisted when she heard this. Why didn't His Majesty agree? Could it be that His Majesty had something against her and despised her for being a country bumpkin? Did he also think that she wasn't good enough for Mu Lianfeng, or did he have other considerations? Mu Lianfeng shook his head. I don't know. His Majesty's attitude is unpredictable. He didn't explicitly say no, but he didn't agree either. Zhao Yuner thought for a moment. Why don't I talk to him? She didn't know if it was her imagination, but why did she feel that His Majesty was easy to talk to? In front of her, His Majesty was approachable and treated her as a friend. Since they were friends, it shouldn't be a big deal for her to help out, right? Don't say any more, Yuner. I think even if you tell him, His Majesty's attitude will be similar. Let's just wait for now. Zhao Yuner sighed slightly. All right then. Mu Lianfeng, you don't have to worry. As long as our hearts are together, no one or anything can separate us. Mu Lianfeng responded solemnly. That night, at old Zhao's house, Liang Jinqiao discussed with Zhao Baoshan according to Zhao Yuner's instructions and then put the mousetrap in the kitchen. Under normal circumstances, no one would go to the kitchen in the middle of the night. The only ones who would go there were definitely thieves. In the middle of the night, old Zhao's family members were all asleep in the room and the courtyard was quiet. This was because Qian Chuanxiu had asked Zhao Wenxue to send some leftovers from the banquet over during the day. Zhao Wenxue didn't want to steal from Qian Chuanxiu, but he didn't want to refuse her. He was afraid that Qian Chuanxiu would look down on him and ignore him, so he agreed. In the middle of the night, after confirming that old Zhao's family members were all asleep, Zhao Wenxue tiptoed out of bed and ran to the kitchen. However, as soon as she entered and opened the cupboard door, she suddenly stepped on the mousetrap in front of the cupboard. Zhao Wenxue grimaced in pain as his ankle was firmly stuck. He let out a squeal like a pig. Zhao Wenshui's voice was very loud. By the time he reacted, it was already too late. The people in old Zhao's courtyard were woken up by Zhao Wenshui's voice and rushed out of the courtyard. Hua Chunhua came out in a floral coat. She frowned and asked, "What's wrong? What happened?" The people in the first branch followed her out. Feng Zhangxia replied, "I don't know, mother. We don't know what happened either. We came out when we heard the sound." Judging from the sound, it sounded like something big had happened. "What's wrong? Did I hear it wrong?" Hua Chunhua muttered. Zhao Wenxue replied, "Mother, you didn't hear it wrong. I heard it too. Otherwise, why would we all come out?" "Then what's wrong?" They screamed so miserably. "Did someone fall into the dung tank?" Hua Chunhua asked in confusion. After Hua Chunhua finished speaking, a trace of fear flashed through the eyes of old Zhao's family members. "Mother, it can't be." Chapter 1278. How disgusting would that be? If they scooped it up, the entire courtyard would probably be filled with the stench. Why wouldn't it be? Otherwise, where would the sound come from? It's fine if you were the only one who heard wrongly, but it can't be that everyone heard wrongly, right? Hua Chunhua replied angrily. Zhao Wenshui's mouth twitched, and he could only agree. "Mother, if you put it that way, someone might have really fallen into the manure vat." After saying that, Zhao Wenshui still felt that something was amiss. Why would a scream mean that someone had definitely fallen into the manure vat? What if it was something else? Why did his mother always like to think of such disgusting things? That must be it. There's no one else in the courtyard. What else could have happened? Hua Chunhua grumbled. Then, Hua Chunhua instructed Zhao Wenshui, "Boss, hurry up and go take a look at the manure vat. See if anyone fell in. It's still not too late to fish them out now. If we wait, it'll be too late. They'll drown." Zhao Wenshui looked at Hua Chunhua reluctantly and said to her, "Mother, there's no need for that." "Why not? Hurry up and go." Hua Chunhua urged. "Mother, why do I have to go? I don't want to go. Let fourth brother go take a look." Zhao Wenshui saw that Zhao Wentao had come out and quickly pushed the responsibility to him. Zhao Wentao's brows instantly knitted together. He had just come out and didn't understand what was going on. Why did he mention her out of the blue? "Your fourth brother can't do it. His eyesight isn't good and he can't see at night. What if he accidentally falls into the manure vat later?" Hua Chunhua replied unhappily. Seeing Zhao Wenshui's refusal, she was a little unhappy. "Aren't you just going to run an errand? Why are you so hesitant?" Zhao Wenshui looked at Hua Chunhua innocently. He wasn't hesitating. He didn't want to do it anymore. Who would go to the dung tank in the middle of the night to see if someone had fallen in? If there really was one, then he would have to go over and pull her up. The other party was covered in feces. If he defecated, wouldn't his entire body stink? "Mother, my eyes aren't too good either. What if I fall too?" "Mother, you can't just be partial to fourth brother and not me. You're ordering me around for everything." Zhao Wenshui complained in dissatisfaction. Hua Chunhua glared at Zhao Wenshui angrily. "You brat. You only know how to compare yourself with your fourth brother. I'm just showing you. What's the big deal? Your eyes are the best in our family. Do you think I'll believe you if you say they're not good?" Unable to resist Hua Chunhua's nagging, Zhao Wenshui had no choice but to say, "Fine, fine, fine. Mother, I'll go, okay?" As Zhao Wenshui spoke, he walked in the direction of the dung tank. He kept praying in his heart that no one would fall in. Otherwise, he would be the one to suffer. When he reached the dung tank, he saw that it was empty. There was no one inside. Zhao Wenshui was delighted. He ran back to Hua Chunhua and said to Hua Chunhua, "Mother, there's no one inside. There's no one in the dung tank." Hua Chunhua grunted in response and continued to frown. "There's no one inside? Why is there no one inside? What's with that noise? It couldn't have made such a loud noise for no reason, right?" "I don't know, Mother. Maybe it's some cat or dog barking." Zhao Wenshe replied. Chapter 1279. Why not? Zhao Wenshe looked at Hua Chunhua in confusion. "Can't you tell if it's a cat, a dog, or a human?" "Boss, I always said that your eyes are good, but it turns out that your ears are bad?" Hua Chunhua said sarcastically. Zhao Wenshe felt that he had been wrongly accused again. He should have kept his mouth shut and not said anything. The more he said, the more mistakes he made. If he made Hua Chunhua unhappy, he would be scolded instead. "Mom, I was just saying, what if? It must be a human." Hua Chunhua muttered. She thought for a moment and said, "Could it be that a thief broke into our house?" "Thief? It can't be, right? A thief would definitely be careful. Why wouldn't he come to our house quietly and make such a loud noise? Isn't he deliberately trying to attract our attention?" Feng Zhangxia said as she moved closer to Hua Chunhua. Hua Chunhua felt that it was possible. If it was a thief, why would he make such a loud noise? It sounded like a pig being slaughtered. In the countryside, if someone was caught stealing, the villagers would beat the thief to death. Then what's going on? Could it be that there's a ghost? Hua Chunhua had just finished speaking when a gust of cold wind blew in the courtyard. It gave everyone in the courtyard a layer of goosebumps and they couldn't help but shiver. Li Chueying shrank back and quickly said, "Mom, what you said is scary. Could there really be a ghost?" The villagers were superstitious. Many of them believed that there were ghosts. Coupled with the gust of cold wind just now, the people in the courtyard felt a chill in their hearts. If there were really ghosts, wouldn't they be doomed? "Don't talk nonsense." At this moment, Zhao Baoshan walked out and scolded everyone. If there were ghosts, why would they come to old Zhao's house? Old Zhao's house didn't offend anyone, nor did they do anything wrong. Why would ghosts come to their house? This was a taboo matter. "Oh." Li Chueying pursed his lips and replied. Hua Chunhua frowned and asked Zhao Baoshan, "Old man, can you tell me what that sound was? If you're not a ghost, why are you screaming so miserably?" Zhao Baoshan snorted. "You keep thinking about these things. I think something happened to our family. Everyone came out to see who exactly was missing. Then someone must have gotten into trouble." After listening to Zhao Baoshan's words, old Zhao's family felt that it made sense. They looked at each other and Li Chueying said, "If you didn't mention it today, I wouldn't have known. How did my husband disappear?" "Second brother isn't here?" "That's right, father. You weren't in the courtyard, and there was no one in the room." "Father, did something really happen to Tianyu's father?" How can this be? Nothing can happen to Tianyu's father." Li Chueying muttered worriedly. "Humph." Zhao Baoshan snorted. "He's not here? How could he not be here? Where did he go in the middle of the night? Don't tell me you've done something sneaky?" Zhao Baoshan knew that the scream must have come from a thief who entered the kitchen and got caught in a rat trap. Since everyone was here except for Zhao Wenshe, it was obvious that the thief was Zhao Wenshe. Zhao Baoshan was infuriated. The second brother was really too much. Putting aside the fact that he had stolen his family's money the last time, this time, it wasn't enough to teach him a lesson. Now, he was stealing his family's food. If this went on, no matter how many things there were in the house, Zhao Wenshe would steal them all. Chapter 1280. Li Chueying replied unhappily. Wasn't Zhao Baoshan implying that their Wenshe was a thief who stole things and did things like stealing chickens and dogs? No matter what Zhao Wenshe was, he was still her man. Li Chueying knew that she should protect him. Otherwise, she would be embarrassed. "What are you talking about? What do you think I'm talking about? Did I say something wrong? It's the middle of the night. Where could second brother have gone? He's sneaking around. If he's not stealing things, then what is he doing?" Zhao Baoshan replied unhappily. "Well." Li Chueying thought for a while. She was also puzzled. Where did her man go? What could he be doing out in the middle of the night instead of sleeping? Dad, if the sound just now was second brother's, then he must still be in our house. Let's look around. What if something happened to second brother? Zhao Wenshi quickly suggested. Dad, big brother is right. Let's hurry and look for second brother. Don't let anything happen to him. Zhao Wentao quickly agreed. There was a trace of worry in his eyes. Li Chueying became even more worried. Zhao Wenshi must not cause any trouble. Zhao Baoshan was silent for a while. Okay, let's go look for him. They would definitely find Zhao Wenshi in the kitchen later. They would see how Zhao Wenshi would embarrass himself then. At this moment, Zhao Wenshi, who was hiding in the kitchen, was scared to death. If these people found him, they would know that he was the one who stole things from their house. His feet were already in pain from being caught in the rat trap. Now that he was nervous, his forehead was covered in cold sweat. He curled up on the ground and prayed that the people outside the yard would not find him. Old Zhao's family members looked around the yard but didn't find Zhao Wenshi. They went to Zhao Baoshan and said to Zhao Baoshan, "Father, he's not here. I can't find second younger brother." That's right. Father. Could it be that second brother ran outside? I haven't seen him at all. Have you looked in the kitchen? Zhao Baoshan asked in a low voice. I haven't. Father, why are you looking in the kitchen? Why would second brother go to the kitchen for no reason? Zhao Wentao asked, puzzled. That's right. Father. Second brother shouldn't be in the kitchen. It's the middle of the night. Who would go to the kitchen for no reason? Zhao Wenshi agreed. Feng Zhongshia's eyes darted around. She caught Zhao Wentao and Zhao Wenshi's words and suddenly thought of something. She said excitedly, Father, second brother went to the kitchen in the middle of the night for no reason. I think he went to steal leftovers. Why did someone steal our leftovers? If second brother is in the kitchen now, then it must be him who stole it. Li Chueying's face darkened when Feng Zhongxia finished speaking. He scolded Feng Zhongxia, Sister-in-law, what are you talking about? How could Wenshi be in the kitchen? Even if he was in the kitchen, how could you say that he stole the leftovers? Feng Zhongxia snorted softly and said, Second sister-in-law, are you stupid or do you take us for fools? Who would go to the kitchen in the middle of the night for no reason? He must be thinking of stealing the leftovers. Second brother is really capable. Last time he stole money. This time, he stole leftovers. Our good things have all been ruined by him. Li Chueying's face instantly darkened. He pointed at Feng Zhongxia angrily and said, Sister-in-law you. Chapter 1281. Hua Chunhua couldn't help but say, Second brother's wife, why are you quibbling? If second brother is in the kitchen right now, he must be the thief who stole the leftovers. That's right, mother. Otherwise, why would he enter the kitchen in the middle of the night? He must be up to no good while we're sleeping. Feng Zhongxia hurriedly fanned the flames. What good could it be? Now I know. The next time we lose something in our house, it must be second brother who stole it. A leopard can't change its spots. I didn't learn my lesson last time. This time, I'll catch him and teach him a lesson. Let's see if he dares to do it again next time. Hua Chunhua was cursing and swearing. Spittle was flying from her mouth, which made people feel disgusted. Zhao Baoshan frowned and urged them, That's enough. Why are you quarreling? Hurry up and go to the kitchen to see if second brother is in the room. Hearing Zhao Baoshan's words, Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wentao walked into the kitchen. They pushed open the kitchen door and saw Zhao Wenshi sitting on the ground. His ankle was tightly clamped by a mouse clamp. Moreover, his ankle was bleeding. It was very scary and the wound looked very deep. Last time, Zhao Xinhui had almost broken his ankle. Now, Zhao Wenshi was repeating the same mistake. Father, second brother is in the kitchen. Zhao Wenshi shouted. After hearing Zhao Wenshi's voice, the other members of old Zhao's family hurried over and looked at Zhao Wenshi in the kitchen. Ah, second brother is really in the kitchen. Second brother, what are you doing in the kitchen? Are you here to steal something? Did you steal our leftovers? Feng Zhongxia hurriedly questioned and led the topic to that. Yes, Lauer, you better give me an explanation. Why did you come to my house? Hua Chunhua asked angrily. Steal? Steal what? Mother, I'm not here to steal. Zhao Wenxue said hurriedly. Naturally, he didn't want to admit his dirty behavior. How embarrassing would it be to accuse him of stealing in front of his family? Second brother, then tell me, if you're not here to steal, why did you come to the kitchen? Feng Zhangxia continued to ask. Zhao Wenxue hesitated. Mom, I'm just here to get some water to drink. Can't I drink water? I'm dying of thirst. Who knew that I would be caught by a rat trap as soon as I came in? After Zhao Wenxue finished speaking, Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua both frowned. They felt that what Zhao Wenxue said was not unreasonable. When she was thirsty, it was understandable to go to the kitchen to get some water to drink. However, they didn't know if Zhao Wenshue's words could be trusted. In their hearts, they still felt that Zhao Wenxue came in the middle of the night to steal something. After hearing Zhao Wenshue's explanation, Feng Zhangxia's eyes turned and looked into the kitchen, hoping to find some clues. Suddenly, she saw the cabinet open. Feng Zhangxia's eyes lit up and she said to Zhao Wenxue, Second brother, you said you were here to drink water. Why did you open the cabinet? The water tank is over here. If you want to drink water, go to the tank. After Feng Zhangxia finished speaking, old Zhao's family looked at Zhao Wenxue suspiciously. Chapter 1282. That's right. Second brother. You said you came in to drink water. How could it be possible that you came in to drink water? Why did you come to the cupboard to drink water and even open the cupboard door? Hua Chunhua asked Zhao Wenxue with a heavy gaze. Zhao Wenshue's heart suddenly tightened. When he met Hua Chunhua's questioning gaze, he was so nervous that he didn't know what to say. Mother. Zhao Baoshan snorted softly and said, Do you still need to ask? It's obvious that he came in to steal vegetables. That's right. Father. Second brother obviously came in to steal vegetables. Father, we have to ask second brother to give an explanation. We can't just let it go like this. Feng Zhangxia muttered. If they made a fuss about this matter, they might be able to find an excuse to separate from the family. Zhao Wenxue sat on the ground with an aggrieved look on his face. All he did was steal vegetables. There were a lot of vegetables at home, so it wasn't a big deal. It was fine if his family caught him stealing, but the problem was that his feet were clamped and he couldn't move. It hurt so much. However, his family didn't care about his life at all. They only cared about him stealing vegetables. Why did I raise such a black-hearted son? This is too much. He steals everything. Not only does he steal things, but he also steals from his own family. It's hard to guard against a thief in the family. Why did such a big thief come into our family? If he doesn't give me an explanation today, I'll chop off his hand. Hua Chunhua said angrily as she spat on Zhao Wenshue's face. Zhao Wenxue reached out and touched Hua Chunhua's saliva on his face. He felt disgusted, but he didn't know how to scold Hua Chunhua. Mother, can you not be like this? Let's talk nicely. Why did you spit on my face? It's so disgusting. Zhao Wenxue complained unhappily. Hua Chunhua became even angrier. You still have the nerve to say that. You brat, I definitely haven't taught you enough. Hua Chunhua scolded. She waved her hand and slapped Zhao Wenxue hard a few times. Mother, it hurts. It hurts so much. Zhao Wenxue cried out in pain. It was already painful enough. Now, after being hit by Hua Chunhua, it was even more painful. His feet hurt, and his body hurt. He felt like he was about to die. All right. Stop yelling. Let Lao Er explain himself. Why did he steal the vegetables? Zhao Baoshan frowned and said seriously to Zhao Wenxue. Zhao Wenxue shrunk his neck, not knowing what to say. If he told the truth and said that he stole for Qian Chuanxiu, he would be scolded to death by his family. Most importantly, if Li Chueying found out, she would definitely make a fuss. He wouldn't be able to deal with it. If the villagers found out about his relationship with Qian Chuanxiu, they would probably drown him in their saliva. Father, Zhao Wenxue hesitated. His words were stuck in his throat. He didn't know how to say it. What's wrong with you? Why aren't you talking? Father, I just want to eat more. It's nothing. I woke up in the middle of the night and suddenly felt hungry, so I ran to the kitchen to find something to eat. Can't I eat my own food? How did I become a thief? After Zhao Wenxue finished speaking, Hua Chunhua looked at Zhao Wenxue with disappointment. I say, Lauer, you're really good. Chapter 1283. After being reprimanded by Hua Chunhua, Zhao Wenxue blushed. Mother, don't you think I'm being too serious? I'm a man. It's normal for me to eat more when I work during the day. I'm indeed hungry at this time of the night. I'm not a woman. I can't do so much heavy work every day. I don't feel hungry. Zhao Wenxue pursed his lips and quibbled. Hua Chunhua snorted coldly. You're good at quibbling. I don't usually see you doing much work. Now you're talking about how much work you've done. Mother, Feng Zhangxia didn't mind blowing things up and added, Mother, how can second brother be like this? Who isn't hungry in the middle of the night? Aren't we all enduring it? Only second brother ran out to the kitchen to get something to eat. If everyone in our family is like this, we'll be able to finish all the food. When Hua Chunhua heard Feng Zhangxia's words, she loudly reprimanded, That's right. If there's some leftovers, they can eat them sparingly. They can still eat for a few more days. This black-hearted second brother secretly ate so much. Isn't he afraid of dying from overeating? If everyone secretly eats like this, how can our family eat? Hua Chunhua's face was cold. The more she looked at Zhao Wenxue, the angrier she became. Even Zhao Wentao, who didn't speak much, couldn't help but say, Second brother, if you're hungry in the middle of the night, go back to sleep. Just endure it. How can you get up in the middle of the night and eat so much? When Li Chueying saw that her man was being bombarded, she stepped forward to defend Zhao Wenxue. You can't say that, right? My Wenxue is hungry. Why can't he eat something? It's not a big deal. If he's full at night, he can eat less during the day, right? Otherwise, if he's hungry, he'll have to eat more during the day. It's about the same. Second sister-in-law really knows how to protect second brother, Feng Zhangxia said in a strange tone. Hua Chunhua was not so polite. She scolded Li Chueying, My second daughter-in-law is so full of nonsense. If everyone in our family is like this, how can we live like this? Father, mother, second brother's behavior is too serious. You have to make a statement and deal with it properly. Otherwise, it will be too unfair to the other branches. Last time, second brother had already stolen 3 taels of silver, and now he was here to steal food. I wonder how many of these things have been done behind the scenes. We can't let second brother take all the benefits of our family, can we? After Feng Zhangxia finished speaking, all the members of old Zhao's family became silent. When Feng Zhangxia saw that Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua did not say anything, she hurriedly poked Zhao Wenxue, asking him to say a few words as well. In any case, this matter could not be let go so easily. That's right. Father, mother. Second brother has done this, so he has to say something. We can't let the other branches suffer losses. Otherwise, everyone will feel uncomfortable. Zhao Baoshan frowned and asked the first branch, Then tell me, what should we do about this matter? Feng Zhangxia hesitated for a moment. After thinking about it, she decided to say it directly. Father, mother, I think it's not interesting for us to live together like this. We've all formed our own families and our children have grown up. There's no need for us to live together. Chapter 1284. Feng Zhangxia felt that there was nothing to offend now. If she didn't seize this opportunity to separate, she didn't know when she would be able to do so. Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua's faces darkened when they heard Feng Zhangxia's words. Eldest daughter-in-law, what are you talking about? Separate? Your father and I are still here, and all we can think about is to separate. If this gets out, won't our old Zhao family die of laughter? Hua Chunhua scolded unhappily. Mother, you can't say that. If it wasn't for the fact that second brother often did these kinds of sneaky things, who would want to separate from the family? If you want to blame someone, you have to blame second brother. Originally, our family was living in harmony and harmony. Now that he's stirring things up, we can't live together. It's better to separate and save us so much trouble. Feng Zhangxia defended herself. After she finished speaking, she nudged Zhao Wenshi beside her, asking Zhao Wenshi to speak up for her. Father, mother, Tianlong's mother is right. We have our own families now. There are many people in the village who want to separate early. Second brother doesn't usually do much work, and he keeps stealing things from our family. It's impossible that I don't have any objections. If we live together, there will be a lot of conflicts. No matter what second brother does, it has nothing to do with us. Naturally, we don't have any objections. Hua Chunhua frowned when she heard Zhao Wenshui's words. She didn't say anything, but she was brewing in her heart. In the end, it was all because of this good-for-nothing second brother. Otherwise, the eldest branch wouldn't have a reason to criticize them. Li Chueying snorted softly and said to Hua Chunhua, Father, mother, if eldest brother and sister-in-law want to separate and don't want to live with us, we don't want to live with them either. Seriously? Didn't they just steal some money? How much are these things worth when added together? What about the eldest branch? You're getting married and studying. Our old Zhao family has been doing everything for you and your branch all these years. How can I say that I have a problem with that? Hearing Li Chueying's words, the first branch was furious. Second sister-in-law, what are you talking about? The money my family spends is for proper use. Look at second brother, what he does is not proper. How can it be the same? How is it different? Wasn't it all about money? Eldest sister-in-law, you're really interesting. You're still pretending to be innocent after you've taken advantage of her. In the past, you didn't want to split up. Now that your family is doing well, you're clamoring to split up. Isn't this bullying? After Li Chueying finished speaking, Feng Zhangxia's face immediately turned red. Sister-in-law you, Li Chueying also crossed his arms and continued to scold. Sister-in-law, it's not that we can't split the family assets, but at least be fair. Our old Zhao family has contributed a lot to your branch. When we split from the family, shouldn't our second and fourth branches get more? Why should you get more? It's already good enough that our fourth branch gets more. How can your second branch have the nerve to ask for more? Didn't you say that second brother stole things? That won't do. Our second branch can get less than our fourth branch, but we can get more than your eldest branch. You! Zhao Baoshan frowned as she watched the two branches quarrel. She was somewhat unhappy. As an elder, she naturally felt sad that her family had ended up like this. Chapter 1285. Li Chueying said hurriedly, Father, you can't be partial. Eldest brother and eldest sister-in-law's family have benefited a lot over the years. You can't let them benefit even if we split up now, right? Otherwise, our second branch can't live on. Feng Zhangxia didn't want to be left behind. She said in front of Zhao Baoshan, Father, second brother did something sneaky. You can't give the second branch too much. Although our first branch has spent a lot of money, it's for the honor of old Zhao's family, not for anything else. Although Sky Dragon's studies cost a little more, but when he passes the imperial examinations, he will be able to bring honor to his ancestors. Shut up. I know how to distribute it. Do I need you to tell me? Zhao Baoshan reprimanded. Feng Zhangxia and Li Chueying didn't know what to say, so they shut up. Zhao Baoshan thought for a while. What the first branch and the second branch said was reasonable. Therefore, when it came to splitting up, the two branches should give about the same amount. The fourth branch was the most important. The fourth branch could get more. Zhao Baoshan counted the fields in the house. The fields that each branch got were about the same. Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua kept some fields for themselves. As for money, the fourth branch got more, so the first branch and the second branch got the same amount. Although the first branch and the second branch had different opinions about the distribution, they agreed in the end for the sake of splitting up. It didn't matter how much they got now. The most important thing was to divide up the family. Hua Chunhua was the one who was most dissatisfied with the separation. If the whole family was together, the amount of money they earned would have to be handed over to her. Now that they were splitting up, the money in the other branch's hands would be in their own hands. They wouldn't give it to her. Thinking of this, Hua Chunhua felt sad. Old man, can't we not split up? Why do we have to split up? Really? Hua Chunhua said to Zhao Baoshan. She was unhappy. Then what do you think we should do? How should he deal with today's matter? If people's hearts are not together, it's useless to force them to be together. That's not it either. I think that if we split up, old Zhao's life will be even more difficult. We still don't know if these children are filial or not. If they aren't filial, no one will take care of us when we're old. Hua Chunhua curled her lips and muttered to Zhao Baoshan. Zhao Baoshan glared at Hua Chunhua. You think too much. We'll talk about the future when the time comes. They can do whatever they want. Let them be. Hua Chunhua saw that Zhao Baoshan was unhappy. It seemed that she did not want to dwell on this topic, so she quickly shut her mouth. Otherwise, Zhao Benshan would scold her. After struggling for half a night, the separation of old Zhao's family was finally settled. The other branches were satisfied with this result. Although the fourth branch did not say that they wanted to split up, they still had this thought in their hearts. After all, the fourth branch was at a disadvantage in old Zhao's family. They did more work than the other branches, so they didn't get many benefits. After the separation, everyone found that Zhao Wenxue, whose ankle was pinched, had fainted from the pain. Li Chueying rushed to Zhao Wenxue and said to Zhao Wenxue, Tianyu's father, what's wrong with you? Are you okay? Why aren't you talking? Chapter 1286. Li Chueying's heart tightened and she hurriedly said, Father, it might be true. Tianyu's father must have fainted from the pain. What should we do? Nothing must happen to Tianyu's father. Zhao Baoshan's brows were still furrowed. He deserves it even if he dies from the pain. Who told him to come to the kitchen in the middle of the night to steal things? The rat trap was placed there on purpose to catch the thief. Li Chueying looked at Zhao Baoshan with hidden bitterness. Father, you can't say that. Tianyu's father shouldn't have eaten our family's food. Tianyu's father's leg is more important. Otherwise, it would be bad if he became a cripple in the future. Zhao Baoshan snorted softly, and instructed Zhao Wenshi and Zhao Wentao, send second brother to the second branch's room first. We'll find a doctor to take a look at him tomorrow. Li Chueying's heart ached at the thought of having to spend money to find a doctor. Now that they had separated from the family, they could not spend old Zhao's money. They could only spend the second branch's money. This time, Zhao Wenshui's medical expenses would probably be at least half of it. Fortunately, Zhao Jing was about to get married. When the time came, they could make up for the dowry money. Otherwise they would not be able to live on. The third branch, who had been silent all this time, finally spoke up. Liang Jinqiao walked up to Hua Chunhua and said to her, Mother, now that the matter has been clarified, it's fine. Our third branch won't steal anything. In the future, don't blame us for anything. Otherwise, if we don't find evidence, we won't be able to clear our name. Hua Chunhua was a little embarrassed, but she could not admit her mistake. She could only force a smile and say, who knew that second brother would never change and would steal things from his family again? Otherwise, he wouldn't have blamed the third branch. Mother, I don't mean anything else. I just hope that if anything happens in the future, we'll figure it out first. Otherwise, it'll be easy for us to take the blame for others. It's the same for everyone. Hua Chunhua replied impatiently. I know. Third daughter-in-law, you should go back to your room and rest. What's the point of saying so much? Well, Mother, then I'll go back to my room to rest first. Liang Jinqiao was also too lazy to say more and walked into the room of the third branch. Hua Chunhua had already made herself clear. It was fine as long as she understood it in her heart. Thinking about what happened tonight, Liang Jinqiao could not help but admire Zhao Yuner. If it weren't for Zhao Yuner, she probably wouldn't have caught Zhao Wenxue stealing tonight. She would probably still be suspected. However, what they didn't expect was that old Zhao's family would split up. Just thinking about it made him feel a little incredulous. Both Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua had reacted strongly to the idea of splitting the family assets on the premise that they would never agree to it. How could they agree to it so easily? She wondered if it was because the third branch had already been separated from the main branch. The next day, Liang Jinqiao told Zhao Yuner about what happened that night. Zhao Yuner was also a little shocked. If they were talking about splitting up, it was good that they did it. The fourth branch couldn't take advantage of living together with the first and second branches. Her fifth uncle, Zhao Wenxing, spoke too early. He said that they wouldn't get anything if they split up. This time, old Zhao's family really didn't give the fifth branch anything. Otherwise, the fifth branch could also get a lot of things. When Zhao Yuner arrived at old Zhao's house, the people of old Zhao's family were moving things. After distributing the things, they moved back to their rooms. Chapter 1287. When Zhao Yuner saw this, she stepped forward and asked, "Fourth uncle, do you want me to help you?" "No need." Zhao Wentao smiled and refused. "Actually, there's nothing else to do. It's almost done. The things that should be moved have already been moved. There's nothing else to move. It's just some small things that are easy to carry." Zhao Yuner didn't know if Zhao Wentao was declining or if he really meant it. Zhao Yuner was too embarrassed to insist, so she could only say, "All right then, fourth uncle. If you're tired, you can rest for a while. Don't tire yourself out." Seeing that Zhao Yuner was concerned about him, he felt touched. "Got it, Yuner. Don't worry. Fourth uncle knows whether he's tired or not." That's fine." Zhao Yuner nodded. At this time, Li Chueying, who was moving things in the courtyard, heard the conversation between Zhao Yuner and Zhao Wentao. She hurriedly said to Zhao Yuner, "Girl Yuner, if you're so filial, then help your second aunt move some things. Your second uncle's foot was injured by a mouse trap. He can't even walk now. How can your second aunt move so many things by herself?" Zhao Yuner laughed coldly and stared at Li Chueying. She didn't know how Li Chueying had the nerve to say such a thing. "Second aunt, why do you want me to help? It's not like there's no one in your house. What can't you move? You and cousin Jing can work together and take it slow. If you can't move it in one go, then you can do it a few more times." After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, Li Chueying's expression instantly became very ugly. This wretched girl only cared about the fourth branch and didn't like the second branch. Speaking of which, weren't they all this girl's elders? Why should she treat them differently? She was too much. Li Chueying said sarcastically, "What a stingy person. I've never seen such a person before. Wretched girl, you're so picky. It seems like you don't care about your second uncle and second aunt." Seeing that Li Chueying was about to make a scene, Zhao Wentao was afraid that Li Chueying and Zhao Yun would argue, so he said to Li Chueying, "Second sister-in-law, don't let Yun help you. It's fine. If there's anything you can't move, call me and I'll help you move it." Li Chueying's expression returned to normal. She smiled at Zhao Wentao and said, "Hee, fourth brother, you are still the best." "It's my duty. Second sister-in-law. Second brother's foot is injured, so there's no other way. He'll probably be busy at home these days, so please bear with him as much as you can. There's no need to be so calculative." Hearing Zhao Wentao's words, Li Chueying chuckled and replied, Yes. Fourth brother, your words are so nice. It would be great if everyone in our family could be like you." Zhao Yuner stood to the side. Seeing Li Chueying, she couldn't help but roll her eyes. Her fourth uncle was really a good person. However, Zhao Wentao treated all his brothers like this. Zhao Yuner didn't have much to say. She only hoped that Zhao Wentao would be more considerate sometimes. Otherwise, if he was too nice, he would be bullied. Li Chueying stared at Zhao Wentao and thought for a while. Then he said to Zhao Wentao, "Fourth brother, now that our family is separated, the other branches don't have a kitchen. We have to build a shed for our own kitchen. If you have nothing to do, when you build a wooden shed for your own family, you can build one for my family." Chapter 1288. Since Li Chueying had already spoken, Zhao Wentao couldn't say no. It was true that his second brother's leg was injured and it was inconvenient for him. Every man in the second branch had to rely on 2 women and 1 child. What could they do? Just as Zhao Wentao was about to nod and agree, Zhao Yuner couldn't help but say, "Second aunt, you really choose honest people when you want to take advantage of others. It's already good enough that fifth uncle helped you move things, but you still want him to help you build a shed. How can you ask for that?" After Zhao Yuner finished speaking, Li Chueying glared at Zhao Yuner with a reddened face and said, "Lass Yuner, your mouth is really cheap. Your fourth uncle didn't say anything. What did you say?" Zhao Yuner pursed her lips and said, "I just can't stand it. Fourth uncle is an honest person. He can't be bullied too much by you. After Zhao Yun finished speaking, she winked at Zhao Wentao. Originally, Zhao Wentao was embarrassed to refuse. However, after hearing Zhao Yun's words, Zhao Wentao said to Li Chuang, "Second sister-in-law, why don't you and mother use the same kitchen first? When second brother's leg recovers, we can ask him to build a wooden shed." Li Chuang was immediately unhappy. She frowned and said with difficulty, "This? Fourth brother, you know that your second brother can't do it. Why can't he do it? Your second brother is clumsy. How can he do it well? I don't think he can build a wooden shed. Second sister-in-law, it's okay if he can't build it. When the time comes, if second brother has any problems, just ask me. I will tell second brother. If he can't do it, I will help second brother and follow behind to help. He will definitely be able to do it." After hearing Zhao Wentao's words, Li Chuang was too embarrassed to say anything more. She could only say, "Ah, okay then, fourth brother. You said it. When we build a wooden shed, you have to help." "Don't worry, second sister-in-law. I definitely will." "Okay." Li Chuang agreed reluctantly. Before she left, she glared fiercely at Zhao Yun as if she was blaming Zhao Yun for meddling in other people's business. It was originally fine, but it was ruined by Zhao Yun. Zhao Yun curled her lips, and a smile appeared on the corner of her mouth. She was too lazy to pay attention to Li Chuang. "Ah." After Li turned to leave, Zhao Wentao's, Zhao Yun's, Zhao Yun saw Zhao Wentao sighing and asked, "Fourth uncle, why are you sighing?" Zhao Wentao twitched his mouth and smiled at Zhao Yun. "Actually, your second aunt is also a pitiful person." "She is she? Uncle's too. S is Yun's T. That's why? To her, yes. Your second uncle." Zhao Wentao suddenly stopped talking. He felt that it wasn't appropriate to mention this in front of Zhao Yun, so he gave up and didn't say anything else. Zhao Yun was a little anxious. "What's wrong with fourth uncle?" "Nothing. Yun, you're still young. There are some things you don't understand. Your second uncle doesn't treat your second aunt very well. As for the rest of us, we should help your second aunt as much as we can to make up for it." After Zhao Wentao said this, he didn't seem to want to talk about it anymore and changed the topic. Zhao Yun found it even more strange. Zhao Wentao obviously had a hidden meaning in his words, but he didn't say it out loud. It really made her anxious. Chapter 1289. As the saying goes, paper can't wrap fire. Someone will find out the truth one day. When Zhao Wenxue secretly went to see Qian Chuanxiu, Zhao Wentao happened to see him. Zhao Wentao knew that it was a shameful thing, so he couldn't tell others. If he told others, it would not only embarrass old Zhao's family, but also embarrass Zhao Wenxue. People in the village might gossip and ruin the reputation of old Zhao's family. In addition, he was afraid that Li Chuang would be so angry that he would fight with Zhao Wenxue. At that time, old Zhao's family might be in trouble. For the sake of the harmony of old Zhao's family, this matter had to be kept a secret. Li Chuang couldn't know about it. However, because Zhao Wentao knew that Zhao Wenxue had an affair with another woman, he felt that Zhao Wenxue had wronged Li Chuang and felt guilty towards Li Chuang. Zhao Wenxue couldn't treat Li Chuang well. As his younger brother, he naturally had to make up for it. "Fourth uncle, now that we've separated from the family, what do you and sister-in-law plan to do?" Zhao Yun asked. Speaking of this, Zhao Wentao and Qian Hongzhao really hadn't thought about it. Zhao Wentao still went to the mountains to mine from time to time. Although he couldn't make a lot of money, he could at least make his family hungry. In addition, after they separated from the family, they were given some fields. These fields could be used to grow food and they could also gain some harvest. As long as they were diligent, their lives might be better than when they didn't separate from the family. How can we plan to do anything? Just like everyone else, we'll live our lives as we should. Zhao Yun smiled and said, "Fourth uncle, now that we have separated from the family, do you and fourth sister-in-law plan to let cousin Tianqi go to school? Like cousin Tianlong, he will be able to pass the imperial examinations and become outstanding?" Zhao Tianqi, who Zhao Yun mentioned, was Zhao Wentao and Qian Hongzhao's son. He was 7 years old this year, 1 year younger than Zhao Tianfu. She was at the right age to go to school. In the past, even if Zhao Wentao and Qian Hongzhao wanted to study for Zhao Tianqi, they probably wouldn't be able to. After all, other than Zhao Tianqi, old Zhao's family had a lot of descendants. All of them were studying and there was no money to support them. If he read it to one of them, the other descendants would definitely read it as well. Otherwise, it would be unfair and make them feel uncomfortable. Hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao was slightly taken aback. In the past, he didn't dare to think about this. After all, he felt that it was impossible. Although in his heart, he felt that studying was good. Children would only have the opportunity to bring glory to their ancestors if they studied. However, the conditions were there. It was not as if they could study just because they wanted to. Fourth uncle, I think it's better for the child to study more. Why don't you discuss it with fourth aunt and see if Tianqi can study? Zhao Yun couldn't help but suggest. If it was the 21st century, most children would be able to read and write. If they studied, they might not become illiterate, but at least they would be more cultured. Zhao Yun couldn't stand the weirdos in the village. With quality education it would be much better. What Zhao Yun said was not only about the matter of scholarly honors. Zhao Wentao thought for a moment. Hey Yun, I also want to study for Tianqi, but it costs a lot to study for a year. Fourth uncle is not capable and may not be able to afford it. Chapter 1290. After hearing Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao couldn't help but be curious. Yun'er, what kind of work will your family have to do in the future? Will it be for a while? Or can it continue for a long time? Zhao Wentao was mainly worried about this. He was now mining iron on the mountain and could earn dozens of copper coins a day. In a month, he could earn more than 1 tael of silver. Of course, this was taking into account. After all, he didn't have work to do every day. In addition, he didn't know how long he could mine. It might be half a year or a year. If he could earn money to support Zhao Tianqi's studies in this half a year or a year, where would he earn the money in the future? Therefore, he had to make money for a long time. It was not a matter of half a year or a year. It had to be stable for at least 5 to 6 years or 7 to 8 years. Zhao Yun'er smiled. Don't worry, fourth uncle. My family's work can be done for a long time. I guarantee that you can earn enough for cousin Tianqi's tuition in a year. With Zhao Yun'er's words, Zhao Wentao was indeed relieved. He might not believe what others said, but he believed what Zhao Yun'er said. After all, Zhao Yun'er had never talked nonsense. If she said 1, it was 1. If she said 2, it was 2. Yun'er, can you tell me what kind of work your family is going to do? It takes so much time. Zhao Yun'er explained. Zhao Wentao still didn't understand half of it, but he had a general understanding. With a stable income, Zhao Wentao thought that it was indeed good to teach Zhao Tianqi. He didn't expect Zhao Tianqi to be like Zhao Tianlong. He only wanted Zhao Tianqi to be like Zhao Wenxing in the future. It was always easier to teach than to work in the fields. Furthermore, scholars were respected by the masses. He suffered because he didn't study. His son couldn't follow in his footsteps. After chatting with Zhao Wentao for a while, Zhao Wentao had almost moved everything that needed to be moved. After old Zhao's family split, many things had to be redistributed. It didn't seem much, but it was a little difficult to move them. After working for the whole morning, they were finally done. From today onwards, old Zhao's family would live their own lives. There was only one kitchen in old Zhao's house. Now that they had separated, the original kitchen was reserved for Zhao Baoshan and Hua Chunhua. Before the other families finished building their own kitchens, they could borrow them for a while, but after a while, they wouldn't be allowed to use them anymore. Now that they were eating separately, cooking was the most troublesome thing. There was only one pot, so everyone had to line up to cook it. They couldn't squeeze together. Eldest sister-in-law, let me come down and cook. Our Xueqi and Tianyu are both hungry. The sooner it's cooked, the sooner we can give it to them to eat. You wait first. When my family is ready, you can use it. Li Chueying went to the kitchen and saw that Feng Zhangxia wanted to start a fire to cook. She quickly stopped her. Feng Zhangxia was a little unhappy. She retorted to Li Chueying, "Why should I let your family cook first? Our Yang is hungry too. He's still a child, so his stomach can't take it. When he's hungry, he has to eat. Your Tianyu is already grown up. Second brother is really a grown-up. It's okay to bear with it, so let our family cook first and eat first. You. Li Chueying glared at Feng Zhangxia angrily. He couldn't win an argument with his sister-in-law and was always bullied. In the past, Hua Chunhua was biased towards Feng Zhangxia. Now that they had separated, Li Chueying felt that he shouldn't give in to Feng Zhangxia anymore. Chapter 1291. Li Chueying looked at Feng Zhangxia unhappily. Feng Zhangxia frowned and argued with Li Chueying. Who said that you can cook when the dishes are ready? I came to the kitchen first, so I have to cook first. Sister-in-law, how can you bully us like this? Why should the second branch give in to the first branch? Today, the second branch has to cook first. That won't do. Second sister-in-law, I can't give in to you. You can't spoil my Yang. Can you bear the responsibility for my precious grandson? Li Chueying put her hands on her hips and was infuriated by Feng Zhangxia. Humph, you call your Yang darling. So what if my Tianyu is hungry? You're so selfish. The two of them went back and forth and almost started a fight in the kitchen. Hua Chunhua heard the quarrel in the room and rushed in angrily. Quarrel, 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 all you know how to do is quarrel. Quarreling every day when there's something going on. Hurry up and shut up, or else my wife will take a needle and sew up your mouths one by one. Hua Chunhua's fierce tone and eyes frightened Li Chueying and Feng Zhangxia. Mother. I didn't want to quarrel, but sister-in-law insisted on occupying the pot to cook first. Look, I've already prepared the dishes, so I'll definitely cook faster than her. What's wrong with letting me cook first? Li Chueying complained in front of Hua Chunhua, feeling wronged. Feng Zhangxia was unwilling to be left behind. Mother, my Yang is hungry. What's wrong with me cooking first? Tianyu is a big boy and can withstand hunger, but Yang is still young and can't withstand hunger. Mother, Hua Chunhua was confused by Li Chueying and Feng Zhangxia's quarrel. Shut up, both of you shut up. You can even quarrel over cooking. I really admire the two of you. Every day, you talk about trivial matters. Aren't you afraid of embarrassing yourself if word gets out? There's only one kitchen, and I'm the one who cooks first. Since when did it become your turn? In a few days, all of you will have to make your own kitchen. Don't squeeze together. It's inconvenient. When I'm done today, the first branch will use it first, and the second branch will use it later. Tomorrow, it'll be your turn. You can have one day first. Since Hua Chunhua said so, Li Chueying and Feng Zhangxia couldn't say anything more. Taking turns like this was considered very fair. If they said anything else, Hua Chunhua would probably scold them again. Mother. All right then. Then my sister-in-law will go first. My family will go first tomorrow. Li Chueying replied. Hua Chunhua responded faintly. Then she began to cook. Liang Jinqiao heard the noise in the kitchen of Old Zhao's house. Old Zhao's family members were taking turns. The fourth branch was the last to eat today. If they wanted to eat, they didn't know how long they would have to wait. Thus, Liang Jinqiao discussed with Zhao Yun'er. Yun'er, let's cook 2 more dishes. Today, we can ask your fourth uncle and fourth aunt to come over to eat together so that they don't have to wait in line to cook. Tomorrow or the day after, they can build their own kitchen so that they don't have to squeeze into one kitchen to cook. Zhao Yun'er naturally had no objections. She nodded and said, Okay, mother. Let fourth uncle and the others come over to eat. Go and tell them so that they don't have to cook by themselves. Okay, mother will go now. Liang Jinqiao said and went to find Zhao Wentao and Qian Hongzhao. At first, Zhao Wentao and Qian Hongzhao were embarrassed, but they couldn't resist Liang Jinqiao's enthusiasm and had to agree. Chapter 1292. Liang Jinqiao smiled and said, It's no trouble at all. Just ask Yun'er to cook a few more dishes. It's not like we eat every day, so it doesn't matter if we eat 1 or 2 meals. Third sister-in-law, we'll still have to trouble you. Ha, fourth brother, fourth sister-in-law, you're too polite. It'll be more convenient when your own kitchen is ready. It's not convenient to have one kitchen to cook now. Yes. Third sister-in-law, you're right. We'll be busy building the wooden shed in the afternoon. Tomorrow, we'll go to the blacksmith to custom make a pot. The kitchen will be ready in less than 2 days. That's good. Liang Jinqiao laughed heartily. Li Chueying felt a little uncomfortable when she saw that Liang Jinqiao invited the 4th branch to eat, but not the 2nd branch. Without feeling embarrassed, Li Chueying went directly to Liang Jinqiao and said to Liang Jinqiao, "Third sister-in-law, since it's not troublesome for your family, why don't you let the 2nd branch eat with you? Anyway, it's just a matter of adding a few more pairs of chopsticks. You invited 4th brother and 4th sister-in-law, but you can't not invite me and your 2nd brother, right?" Liang Jinqiao's mouth twitched, and he didn't know how to refuse. When Zhao Yuner heard Li Chueying's words, she came out of the kitchen and said with a fake smile, "Second aunt, you really know how to compare yourself with others. When 4th uncle and 4th aunt help us with the chores, why don't I see you and 2nd uncle coming over to help? You don't know how to do the chores, but you know how to come over to eat. How interesting." Li Chueying immediately cowered when she saw Zhao Yuner. She argued back, "Your family didn't ask my family to do the chores. If you asked, we might have helped." Zhao Yuner sneered. She really didn't know how to deal with thick-skinned people. "Second aunt, why don't you know how to do the chores if we don't ask you to? You know how to come over when we don't ask you to eat. This ability is really great." "You!" Li Chueying angrily glared at Zhao Yuner. "Third sister-in-law, look at your good daughter. How is she speaking to her elders?" Liang Jinqiao said helplessly, "Second sister-in-law, I don't think there's anything wrong with what Yuner said. It's true." "You!" Li Chueying was angered by Zhao Yuner and Liang Jinqiao. Originally, he wanted Liang Jinqiao to apologize to her, but his 3rd sister-in-law had changed a lot. She didn't follow his words at all. "If you don't want to eat, so be it. Just you wait. Just wait until my family has delicious food. I'll make you guys drool." After Li Chueying finished speaking, he angrily turned around and left. Zhao Yuner was even more disinclined to pay attention to people like Li Chueying. It was good to send him away. It was really annoying to hang around in front of him. "4th uncle, 4th aunt, please go inside and have a seat. I'll cook 2 more dishes. It'll be ready in a while," Zhao Yuner said. Zhao Wentao and Qian Hongzhao both responded, "Okay, Yuner girl. Thank you for your hard work." With that, the 2 of them didn't stand on ceremony and went into the 3rd branch's room. In old Zhao's kitchen, only Hua Chunhua and Zhao Baoshan were eating because they had separated from the main family. Hua Chunhua casually cooked 2 dishes. If she cooked too many dishes, she wouldn't be able to finish them all. Now that the whole family wasn't eating together, Hua Chunhua was very generous. She took out all the good things in the room and fried a plate of bacon and a plate of vegetables. Chapter 1293. Previously, he was reluctant to eat it because 20 caddies of bacon was not much. Good things should be eaten slowly. He could not finish it all at once. Moreover, he could save some dishes for the banquet, so there was no need to cook it. After eating for a few days, the leftovers were almost finished. Hua Chunhua left some meat for lunch, and the rest of the vegetables were distributed to the other members of her family. Now, he was going to make some salted meat so that he could have a taste. Since they weren't a big family, they didn't need to fight for food. Especially without Zhao Wenshui. If they hadn't split up, Zhao Wenshui would have been able to eat half of it. Now that she made a plate of bacon, she and Zhao Baoshan could eat it slowly. A plate of bacon could last them for 3 days. Zhao Baoshan needed a side dish to go with drinking, and the bacon was just right. After Hua Chunhua heated up the leftover meat broth from the banquet, the entire kitchen was filled with a strong aroma. The most fragrant of all was the salted meat, which had a very strong aroma. The members of Zhao Baoshan's family, who were waiting outside the kitchen, couldn't help but swallow their saliva. Zhao Yangyang said to Feng Zhangxia, "Grandma, it smells so good. Yangyang wants to eat it." Feng Zhangxia frowned. "Yangyang, wait a little longer. Grandma will cook for you later." "Mother, Yangyang is eating the food that Grandma made," Shen Pan'er explained. "Well, what did you eat when you were a baby? It smells so good. I don't think we have it at home." Shen Pan'er stretched out her nose and took a sniff. She was quite familiar with Xiang, because before she got married, Her family would always make salted fish and bacon at the end of every year. The villagers were poor, and they couldn't even eat fresh pork, so they naturally didn't have the extra meat to make salted fish. If the salted meat was cooked properly, it was actually more delicious than fresh pork. For example, it was better to add some garlic to stir-fry it, or steam it with rice. The rice with the bacon would be infused with the fragrance of the bacon, which was very delicious. Xin Pan'er then explained to Feng Zhangxia, "Mom, it's bacon." "Bacon? I heard it's salted meat, right? There aren't many people in our village who eat it." Shen Pan'er nodded. "Yeah, we don't eat it often." "Then where did you get the milk from?" Feng Zhangxia asked with some puzzlement. "It must be from Lord Meng," Xin Pan'er guessed. Thinking of the good things that young Master Meng sent over the other day, Hu Chunhua carried many of them into the house by herself, without letting the Zhao family see them. Hearing Shen Pan'er's words, Feng Zhangxia couldn't help but scold her. "This old hag is so cruel. She keeps all the good stuff to herself and doesn't even give it to her sons and grandsons. When they're old and can't move anymore, let's see who's going to take care of her." The more Feng Zhangxia thought about it, the angrier she was. She didn't think that Lord Meng would give her the good things when they separated from the family. Now that they were divided, she didn't get any of Lord Meng's good things. Shen Pan'er comforted her mother. "Mother, don't think too much about it. When I go back, I'll go to my mother's house and bring some delicious food over. When Tianlong comes back, our good days will come. Right now, the most important thing is that we've separated from the family." Chapter 1294. Feng Zhangxia held Shen Pan'er's hand and said emotionally, "Pan'er, you're my best daughter-in-law." Shen Pan'er smiled and said to Feng Zhangxia, "Mom, it's what I should do. If your younger brother's future wife can be half as good as you, I'll be relieved." Feng Zhangxia sighed with emotion. Now that they had separated from the main family, there was basically nothing for him to worry about. The only thing he was worried about was Zhao Tianhu's marriage. After all, it concerned Zhao Tianhu's marriage, so he had to take it seriously. "Mom, my younger sister-in-law will definitely be fine," Shen Pan'er said with a smile, but she felt a little uncomfortable in her heart. It was said that sisters-in-law were difficult to get along with. Who knew what kind of woman Zhao Tianhu would marry? If she wasn't easy to get along with, they would feel uncomfortable living together. Most importantly, if Zhao Tianhu married a woman, would Feng Zhangxia be biased? When her younger sister-in-law gave birth to a child, she would inevitably need Feng Zhangxia's help to take care of it. At that time, Feng Zhangxia wouldn't have so much time to take care of her Yang. Feng Zhangxia held Shen Pan'er's hand and said, "I also hope that your younger sister-in-law will be a good girl. That way we can live in harmony with each other." Shen Pan'er smiled and nodded, but she had other thoughts in her heart. Now that the main family and old Zhao's family had separated from each other, Shen Pan'er was happy that this matter was solved. Now, she was thinking that it would be better for her branch to separate from Zhao Tianhu's branch. Zhao Tianhu was just a farmer in the countryside. He couldn't be compared with Zhao Tianlong, who had obtained scholarly honors and was going to live a life of an official in the future. If she took Zhao Tianhu and his family with her, she would be asking Zhao Tianlong to take care of Zhao Tianhu's family for no reason. In that case, they would definitely be at a disadvantage. Unfortunately, Shen Pan'er couldn't say it now. If she said it, Feng Zhangxia would definitely be unhappy. She had to wait for a chance to say it in the future. Feng Zhangxia then pulled Shen Pan'er to talk about Zhao Tianhu's marriage. It wouldn't be long before Zhao Tianhu's wedding could be arranged. After finishing the meal in the third branch's house, Zhao Yuner went back home. She was carrying a food box with some food in it. Zhao Yuner wasn't sure whether the emperor had left or not, so she put more food in it. Otherwise, if it was like last time where the emperor ate all the food, Mu Lianfeng wouldn't be able to eat. She was still on the mountain. Was still on the mountain. Was still on the mountain. Mu Lianfeng led the emperor around the mountain and took a look at the smelting and weapon manufacturing places. This batch of weapons can greatly enhance the strength of our soldiers in Dezhou. The emperor stood with his hands clasped behind his back. After seeing the scene on the mountain, he praised Mu Lianfeng. Mu Lianfeng nodded. The weapons in Dezhou are definitely much better than those in other countries, but I don't dare to claim credit for it. It's all thanks to Yuner. The emperor's lips curled into a smile. Don't worry, Miss Yuner has done a meritorious deed. I know. In the future there should be a reward. I won't be short. I thank you on behalf of Yuner, Your Majesty. Mu Lianfeng said respectfully. Chapter 1295. Looking into the emperor's eyes, Mu Lianfeng's heart trembled. He felt that the emperor's sudden reaction was obviously because of some reason. Could it be that the emperor had doubts about his loyalty? His heart couldn't help but tighten. Mu Lianfeng hurriedly said, Your Majesty, this subject is loyal and devoted to Your Majesty. This subject will follow Your Majesty forever in this life. The emperor glanced at Mu Lianfeng, and the smile on his lips deepened. Mu Aiqing, why are you so excited? Zhen was just saying it casually. Zhen knows your loyalty. Mu Lianfeng didn't know why, but because of the emperor's words, he became even more nervous. A layer of cold sweat involuntarily appeared on his forehead. Your Majesty, this subject will try my best. This subject will definitely not let Your Majesty down. Mu Lianfeng opened his mouth and said, showing his loyalty in front of the emperor. The emperor's meaningful smile deepened. He didn't continue to answer Mu Lianfeng's words, which made Mu Lianfeng even more nervous. Just then, he saw a woman's figure coming over. It was Zhao Yun-er. Zhao Yun-er greeted the two men. I brought you food. Come and eat quickly. Mu Lianfeng was thinking, but the emperor took a step forward and walked towards Zhao Yun-er. After a while, Mu Lianfeng came back to his senses and followed the emperor's footsteps. It's really a blessing to be able to eat the food made by Miss Yuner again today. The emperor glanced at the food with a smile in his eyes. Zhao Yun-er didn't know the emperor's identity. After knowing the emperor's identity, she was more or less afraid of this man. She was afraid that if she made him unhappy, she would suffer a calamity. It's nothing. It's just a few more dishes. If you want to eat, you can stay here for a few more days. Zhao Yun-er said politely, but didn't expect the emperor to directly agree. Mu Lianfeng was speechless as he looked at the man in bright yellow clothes. He still wanted to stay for a few more days? How could that be? Facing him every day, Mu Lianfeng felt that he was already depressed enough. If he stayed with him for a few days, how could he bear it? Most importantly, the emperor had to go back and deal with Imperial Consort Hua's imperial decree. However, no matter how rich Mu Lianfeng's thoughts were, he didn't dare to reveal any of them in front of the emperor. He was afraid that he would say something wrong and anger the emperor. While Mu Lianfeng was deep in thought, Zhao Yun-er had already placed the dishes on the small table. Seeing Mu Lianfeng in a daze, Zhao Yun-er greeted Mu Lianfeng again. Seeing Mu Lianfeng's restless look, Zhao Yun-er guessed the reason. She couldn't help but look at the emperor. Did he say something to Mu Lianfeng? Zhao Yun-er didn't ask too much. After serving Mu Lianfeng and the emperor for lunch, Zhao Yun-er went back. When she went down the mountain, she planned to go to Mulan's house and ask her to go up the mountain with her to pick tea. Just as she arrived at Mulan's courtyard, she heard the family Zhu quarreling. It was Madame Qi and Mrs. Zhu. Zhao Yun-er vaguely heard Mrs. Zhu scolding Madame Qi. You damned woman, look at what you've done. You bought a broken mountain. What's the use of it? You squandered all the money at home. Now you can't even pay for your third brother's treatment. See how I deal with you. Chapter 1296. Mrs. Zhu was furious. She pointed at Madame Qi's nose and continued to scold her. T6, you only know how to talk big. It's because you're the head of the household that we can't keep our money and you squandered it away. Madame Qi was not convinced by Mrs. Zhu's scolding. Mother, what's wrong with spending money? Dainyu hasn't said anything yet. What right do you have to scold me? If the money was in your hands, you would probably spend it all on third brother. Why would you even think about us? Mrs. Zhu glared fiercely at Madame Qi. You little B***tch, you know how to talk back. When Dainyu comes back, I'll have a good talk with him and see if he can't deal with you. After Mrs. Zhu said that, Madame Qi felt a little scared. She only said it in front of Mrs. Zhu. If Zhu Dainyu came back and asked about the barren mountain, she wouldn't know what to say. She didn't want it to be like this. Who knew that the B*tch Zhao Yun wouldn't buy it? Now she couldn't transfer it out. She thought about how she went over to the barren mountain yesterday. She went to look for Lord Li Zheng. When Madame Qi arrived at Li Zheng's house, Li Zheng happened to be home, so Madame Qi walked in. When Li Zheng saw Madame Qi, he wasn't very happy. This was because Madame Qi was a troublemaker in the village. She must be here for some trivial matter. However, even if he didn't welcome her, he couldn't stop her from coming. He asked Madame Qi, Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, what are you here for today? Madame Qi went up to Lord Li Zheng and smiled at him with a fawning look. Lord Li Zheng, I'm here for something. There's something I want to discuss with you. Li Zheng's frown deepened. He had a premonition that something bad was going to happen. He replied faintly, just say it. I'll agree if I can. If I can't do it, I can't agree. Whether you agree or not depends on what it is. Madame Qi smiled embarrassedly and replied to Lord Li Zheng. Lord Li Zheng, you're right. I'm here to discuss with you about the barren mountain. Can our village still take it back? I'll return it to the village. Can you return the 5 taels of silver I gave you earlier? Hearing Madame Qi's words, Lord Li Zheng's face darkened. Originally, Zhao Yun'er still wanted to buy it. However, after being tormented by Madame Qi, Zhao Yun'er did not buy it. Because of this, Lord Li Zheng felt somewhat guilty towards Zhao Yun'er. Now, Madame Qi wanted to return the barren mountain to the village. If that was the case, then what was the point of buying it in the first place? Seeing Li Zhengdaren's sullen face and not speaking, Madame Qi nervously glanced at Li Zhengdaren. Lord Li Zheng, my family really can't use this barren mountain. When I bought it, I didn't discuss it with my husband. Now, my husband scolded me to death. He said that if I can't get back the 5 taels of silver, he will beat me to death. Madame Qi wiped her tears as she spoke, looking exceptionally pitiful. For a moment, Lord Li Zheng didn't know what to say to Madame Qi. That saying was right. Heaven's sins could be forgiven, but self-inflicted sins were the hardest to bear. For a person like Madame Qi, if she didn't suffer a little, she wouldn't learn her lesson. Chapter 1297. Madame Qi had taken the initiative to spend 5 taels of silver to buy the barren mountain, so it was normal for Zhu Dainyu to be angry. If his wife had spent 5 taels of silver to buy something useless, he would probably be angry too. Madame Qi's tears kept falling, looking panicked and helpless. Seeing this, village head felt pity for Madame Qi. However, how could they return something that was sold for no reason? Moreover, Madame Qi had bought the barren mountain and he had already helped her with the paperwork. Unless someone else bought it from Madame Qi, the village would not spend money to take it back. Sympathy was sympathy, but some rules could not be broken. Lord Village Head said to Madame Qi, Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, it's not that I don't want to help you, but the village really can't take back your barren mountain. It would have been fine if the paperwork hadn't been done, but now that the paperwork has been done, your name is also written on the title deed of the barren mountain in the village. Lord Village Head, can't you help me a little more? You can't just watch as my daimyo beats me to death, right? Madame Qi wiped her tears and continued to cry in front of Lord Village Head. Lord Village Head sighed deeply. Ai, Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, I really can't help you. I'll talk to daimyo and ask him not to be agitated and not to beat you too hard. Madame Qi's eyes were still filled with worry. Lord Village Head, this won't do. My daimyo won't care. He'll deal with you verbally, but he'll continue to beat me later. Then I can't do anything about it. Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, after all, you have a lot of responsibility for this matter. If you didn't insist on it back then, it wouldn't have ended up like this. Madame Qi pursed her lips and said, Lord Village Head, how would I know at that time? If she had known, she wouldn't have bought it even if she was beaten to death. Now, he finally knew what it meant to be regretful. Ai, there's no way to change it now. Family Zhu's eldest daughter-in-law, instead of begging me, it's better to beg Zhao Yun'er. She just happens to want to buy the barren mountain. Let her buy your barren mountain and you can get your 5 taels back. Now you'd better leave. It's useless to say anything to me. As Li Zheng spoke, he looked like he was chasing Madame Qi away. Madame Qi knew that Lord Li Zheng was chasing her away. No matter how much effort she put in, Lord Lijiang would not pay attention to her. She felt a little uncomfortable and pursed her lips. In order not to be disliked by Lord Lijiang, Qi Shi turned around and left. As for Lord Lijiang's suggestion for her to beg Zhao Yun, forget it. Zhao Yun, that be *tch, even if he begged her, it would probably be useless. Most importantly, Madame Qi couldn't bear to see her being humble to Zhao Yun and Zhao Yun, or showing off in front of her. After returning home, Madame Qi knew that she was at her wit's end and couldn't move the barren mountain out. She was afraid that Zhu Dainiu would mention this matter. Madame Qi thought about it again. Why did she want to take advantage of him? Great. Now she had shot herself in the foot. Pulling her thoughts back to reality, Madame Qi angrily retorted in the face of Mrs. Zhu's incessant scolding. Mother, what's the use of scolding me? If you have the ability, go reason with Lord Lijiang and ask him to take back the barren mountain. This way, won't we get our 5 tails back? Chapter 1298. It's fine if you don't want to say it. But we can't afford the money for third brother's treatment. Anyway, it's not our family's treatment. Madame Qi replied uncomfortably. Mrs. Zhu was so angry at Madame Qi that she almost vomited blood. This stinky woman had grasped this point. Bitch, see if I don't teach you a lesson. Without Dainia's protection, where can you go? As Mrs. Zhu spoke, she picked up a stone from the ground and threw it at Madame Qi. Madame Qi quickly jumped away and frowned. She said angrily to Mrs. Zhu, "You old hag, you really dare to hit me? Aren't you afraid that you'll smash me to death?" "You deserve to be smashed to death," Mrs. Zhu replied fiercely. "All right, vicious old hag, I usually put up with you because you're an elder. Since you've gone overboard, I won't be polite." As she spoke, Madame Qi rolled up her sleeves and looked like she was going to fight Mrs. Zhu to the death. In the courtyard, Mulan saw that her mother-in-law and sister-in-law were about to fight, so she quickly stepped forward and separated the two of them. "Mother, sister-in-law, don't fight. We're family. It's not good for anyone if you get hurt. If outsiders see this, they'll laugh at our family Zhu." Mrs. Zhu also glared at Mulan and said to Mulan with a look of disdain, "That's enough, second daughter-in-law. Don't be hypocritical. I don't usually see you being so filial." "Mother." Mulan looked at Mrs. Zhu speechlessly. Why did she have to be scolded for no reason? Was it wrong for him to come and stop the fight? Second sister-in-law, get out of the way. This old hag must be taught a lesson. Now that she's relying on Dainia's protection, who does she think she is? Madame Qi pushed Mulan and despised Mulan for being a hindrance. Mulan looked at Madame Qi helplessly and then looked at Mrs. Zhu, not knowing what to say. After thinking about it, she decided not to meddle in other people's business. She cared about them in her heart, but she didn't end up well in front of them. Since that was the case, what was the point of her doing this? It was better to not meddle in order to avoid offending them. Mulan then stepped back and let Mrs. Zhu and Madame Qi fight. The two of them fought intensely. Mulan stood at the side and frowned. Seeing the scratches on old Madame Zhu and Qi Shi's faces, she sighed helplessly. She could only let them go. If she went to stop them now, her face would be scratched too. For her own safety, she couldn't eat it. It was a pity that Zhu Dainiu and Zhu Eru were not at home. Otherwise, it would be much better for the two men to go forward and stop them. This matter was caused by Zhu Sanlu, so Mulan said to Zhu Sanlu, "Third brother, mother and sister-in-law are fighting fiercely. Go and talk to them. Tell them to stop fighting. If the neighbors come over, they'll laugh at our family again." Zhu Sanlu looked at Mulan reluctantly and said to Mulan, "Sister-in-law, I don't want to." "Didn't you see that old sister-in-law and mother are fighting fiercely? If I go over now, wouldn't it be worse? What if my handsome face is scratched? Can you afford to pay for it?" Mulan's mouth twitched a few times, and she looked at Zhu Sanlu speechlessly. A man saying such words was really too shameless. She didn't know how he had the nerve to say it. Chapter 1299. However, Zhu Sanlu didn't go over, and Mulan couldn't urge him, so she could only let Zhu Sanlu do as he wished. Glancing at Zhu Sanlu, Mulan sighed in her heart. She felt that her third younger brother was really too heartless. Mrs. Zhu fought with Madame Qi because of him. Now that she was beaten until her face was covered in bruises, Zhu Sanlu didn't feel any heartache. She had never seen a son who treated his own mother this way. Mrs. Zhu had doted on Zhu Sanlu for so many years for nothing. She had raised an ingrate who had no conscience. However, Mrs. Zhu couldn't see through him. She still doted on Zhu Sanlu like a treasure. By the time Zhao Yuner walked into the family Zhu's courtyard, Mrs. Zhu and Madame Qi were already fighting fiercely. Zhao Yuner couldn't help but want to laugh when she saw the two of them. It was a happy sight to see a B*TCH fighting another B*TCH. Zhao Yuner looked at it with interest, as if she was watching a show. Seeing that Zhao Yuner had come over, Mulan went forward to greet Zhao Yuner. Yuner, you're here? Zhao Yuner nodded and responded, yeah. I was going to ask you to go up the mountain to pick tea leaves, but I didn't expect to see this scene. Mulan smiled helplessly. We've embarrassed ourselves in front of you. Haha, this has nothing to do with you. The two of them are fighting. You can just watch the show. Actually, you don't have to get involved with people like them. Otherwise, you'll get hurt. Mulan responded, yeah, Yuner, I know. Zhao Yuner smiled and said, yeah, it's good that you know. I'm just afraid that you're too stupid. You can't be too kind-hearted. Yuner, I'll remember what you said. Zhao Yuner recalled that Mrs. Zhu had said that she wanted to treat Zhu Sanlu's illness. She asked Mulan curiously, sister-in-law Mulan, what illness did your third brother get? At the mention of this, Mulan's ears turned red. She pursed her lips and said, what illness? My mother didn't ask for money to treat my third brother's illness. She asked for money so that my third brother's lifeblood could survive. When Zhao Yuner heard Mulan's words, she couldn't help but choke. Your third brother's family jewels. They've been trampled on, so how can it be cured? Mulan shook her head. I don't know. I'm not sure. However, I have to say that in a village 20 miles away, there is a godly doctor who specializes in treating strange diseases. My mother asked around for a long time before she found out that this miracle doctor had cured someone's family jewels before. So, my mother wanted to take my third brother to have a try. If he succeeds, my third brother's family jewels will be preserved. In the future, he'll be able to marry a wife like a normal person. This way, our family Zhu won't have a descendant. After Zhao Yuner heard this, she couldn't help but sigh in her heart. If Zhu Sanlu's family jewels were really cured, it would be terrible. Zhu Sanlu might harm people again like before. Therefore, it was much safer for Zhu Sanlu to lose his family jewels. If Zhu Sanlu's family jewels were really cured, who knew if he would harm people again? In order to prevent accidents from happening, it was better for Zhu Sanlu to be treated. Fortunately, the family Zhu had no money now. Without money, there would be no money for treatment. Zhu Sanlu's family jewels would not be cured. Zhao Yuner felt a wave of sadness in her heart. Chapter 1300. With Zhao Yuner's reminder, Mulan remembered that her third brother was a dangerous person and could not be cured easily. Yuner, I know. Given the current situation, my third brother won't have the money to treat his illness. As Mulan said this, she heaved a sigh of relief in her heart. In the courtyard, Mrs. Zhu and Madame Qi were still fighting fiercely. They only stopped when Zhu Dainiu came back. Zhu Dainiu said unhappily to Mrs. Zhu and Madame Qi, what are you fighting about? What are you fighting about? Fighting and quarreling every day. Isn't it annoying? Zhu Dainiu was in a bad mood and his face was gloomy. Originally, he was working well in the field. Suddenly, someone ran to him and told him that his mother and wife were fighting. At that time there were many people around. After hearing this, they all looked at him strangely. Zhu Dainiu felt very embarrassed. After all, as a man, he cared a lot about his reputation outside. It was not good to have his mother and wife talked badly about. Now that he was back, Zhu Dainiu vented his anger on Mrs. Zhu and Madame Qi. Madame Qi complained to Zhu Dainiu, Dainiu, you can't blame me for this. It's all my mother's fault. She picked up a stone and threw it at me first. I had no choice but to fight back. Mrs. Zhu glared at Madame Qi and said, Bitch, no one is better at lying than you. It's all because you wasted 5 taels of silver and caused your third brother to be unable to treat his illness. Dainyu, this prodigal mother can't manage the family well. In the future, it's better to put the family's money in my hands. Otherwise, our family will have nothing to eat. Sooner or later, this bitch will squander it all. If it weren't for Zhu Dainyu, Madam Qi would have gone forward and scratched Mrs. Zhu's mouth. This damned old woman only knows how to talk. Now, she still wants to manage the family's money like before. She is really wishful thinking. Dainyu, don't listen to your mother. Mother is doing this for your third brother. If you really put the money in her hands, she will probably spend it on your third brother. With your third brother's condition, it's a waste of money to treat him. If you want to cure him, I'm afraid it will be a bottomless pit. Madam Qi did not want to fall behind and whispered in Zhu Dainya's ear. Old Madam Zhu's saliva directly sprayed on Qi Shi's face. Bullshit. You couldn't spit out ivory just now. You're still Lu Er's sister-in-law. Is there such a sister-in-law? Mother, you're really biased. It would be great if you could take care of our first branch like this. Madam Qi said sarcastically. Zhu Dainyu had a headache because of old Madam Zhu and Madam Qi. Shut up both. Mother Zhu is Dainyu. Do you believe that if you say another word, I'll give each of you a slap? Zhu Dainyu roared. His roar was so loud that Mrs. Zhu and Madam Qi's eardrums could not help but vibrate. The two of them were frightened by Zhu Dainyu and quickly shut their mouths. Zhu Dainyu glanced at Mrs. Zhu and then at Madam Qi. I am really unlucky to have met people like you. Next time, if you make a fuss, get out. Don't stay in the courtyard. Madam Qi's reaction to Zhu Dainyu's words was not bad. She was already used to it. Mrs. Zhu, on the other hand, was very uncomfortable. Her son disliked her so much and even said such things about her. Anyone would feel very uncomfortable. Chapter 1301. Old Madam Zhu sat on the ground and kicked up her legs. As she cried, she continued to wail. These days are not over at all. My wife is not a kind person. She bullies me all the time. It's better for her to die so that I don't have to suffer up there. Hey, old man, did you hear that? Looking at Mrs. Zhu kicking her legs on the ground, Zhu Dainyu felt his temples ache uncontrollably. Wasn't her mother saying that he wasn't filial when she made such a fuss? If this was heard by others, they might poke him in the back again. He had to stay in the village and couldn't stand other people's gossip. Zhu Dainyu had to walk to Mrs. Zhu and pull Mrs. Zhu, who was on the ground. Mother, what are you doing? You're shouting so loudly. The neighbors will hear it later. Mrs. Zhu replied unhappily. So what if they hear it? I have to show them how hard my life is. Zhu Dainyu's face was dark and unsightly. Mother, even if you don't think it's shameful, I still want to save my face. I just scolded you. Didn't you and Xiao Er's mother argue? If you two didn't argue in front of me, I wouldn't have scolded you. It's tiring enough to work every day. When I come home, I have to see you arguing. If you have so much energy, why don't you go to the field and help me? After Zhu Dainyu finished, Mrs. Zhu closed her mouth. She had made a fuss before. Now that she saw Zhu Dainyu's face changed and he seemed to be angry, she didn't dare to make a fuss again. If she really annoyed Zhu Dainyu, she would end up in a miserable state. Mrs. Zhu said with embarrassment, Oh, Dainyu, I don't want to do this, but your third younger brother's family jewels have to be cured. No matter how poor our family is, we have to cure your third younger brother. Otherwise, I won't be able to face your father when I go back. As old Madam Zhu spoke, her resentful gaze fell on Qi Shi. If this B*TCH hadn't lost their family's money, they would have been able to pay for Zhu Sanlu's treatment. Mother, I think it's fine to not treat third brother's family jewels. Anyway, he can't do anything good with that kind of thing. Zhu Dainyu didn't have any taboos in front of old Madam Zhu and directly said to her. Even if his family was rich, he wouldn't let Mrs. Zhu use the money to treat Zhu Sanlu's family jewels. Madam Qi hurriedly chimed in. That's right, Mother. Don't you know what kind of person third brother is? It's a good thing that we don't have it, but if we do, we'll be in danger. Mrs. Zhu was furious. I've never seen such a heartless brother and sister-in-law. Do you want our third branch to die? Mrs. Zhu scolded. She breathed heavily and threatened Zhu Daniu and Mrs. Qi. If you don't agree to cure your third younger brother today, I'll kill myself in front of you. After I die, I'll curse you. Mrs. Zhu's words were very serious. Zhu Daniu and Mrs. Qi were scared. People in the village were superstitious. They believed in things like curses very much. Chapter 1302. Zhao Yun-er, who was watching the drama, had the same thought as Mrs. Qi. Mrs. Zhu wasn't very old. If she lived well, she could live for at least 20 years. Who wasn't afraid of death? Especially old Madame Zhu. She was probably even more afraid of death. If she really hit the wall, Mrs. Zhu would be terrified. Mulan watched from the side, but she was very worried. She was afraid that old Madame Zhu would really take things too hard and hit the wall. She looked at Mrs. Zhu with concern. Zhao Yun-er patted Mulan's hand and comforted her. Mrs. Mulan, it's fine. Your sister-in-law is right. She's just bluffing. If you're scared, she'll achieve her goal. Mulan frowned and nodded. She murmured, well, I don't think so. My mother won't do that. Zhu Daniu glanced at Mrs. Zhu. He was a little worried at first, but after hearing Mrs. Qi's words, he thought it was reasonable. Zhu Daniu cared about money. He didn't know how much it would cost to cure his third younger brother. If he was soft-hearted and agreed, he would regret it in the future. Mrs. Zhu glared at Mrs. Qi. The more she thought about it, the more aggrieved she felt. They were sure that she wouldn't hit the wall, so they said those words. Thinking that Zhu Sanlu didn't have money to treat his illness, his penis couldn't recover, Mrs. Zhu felt desperate. Old Madame Zhu took a deep breath and mustered up her courage. She suddenly slammed her head against the wall. When she hit the wall, Mrs. Zhu deliberately controlled her strength. She only hit her head, but she wouldn't really kill herself. Ah! There was a sudden scream in the yard. Zhu Daniu and Mulan both ran to Mrs. Zhu at once. Zhu Daniu shouted, Mom, are you all right? Don't scare me. Mulan also shouted, Mother, why did you hit your head against the wall? Seeing this, Zhu Sanlu finally frowned and walked in the direction of old Madame Zhu. He knew better than anyone else that in the whole family Zhu, only his mother loved him the most. Without his mother, he couldn't live a good life. Therefore, his mother couldn't be eaten. Even if she died, he had to be able to raise himself and take care of himself first. Only Madame Qi stood there in a daze. She didn't expect that old Madame Zhu would really hit the wall. At this moment, she only muttered in her heart, It's over, it's over. Zhu Daniu will definitely scold her to death. What should she do? This damn old woman might harm others, but she still wanted to harm others after she died. Mrs. Qi silently prayed that she wouldn't be implicated. She didn't care about Mrs. Zhu's life at all. Old Madame Zhu's forehead was swollen and a lot of blood came out. It looked a little scary. Hearing Zhu Daniu's voice, Mrs. Zhu pretended to cry. You're such a heartless son. Why did you stop me? Do you still have me in your heart? I'd rather die. After all, she was his mother who raised him. Zhu Daniu wasn't as heartless as Zhu Sanlu. Seeing Mrs. Zhu like this, he frowned and looked at Mrs. Zhu with worry. Mom, don't be angry. Can't we talk it out? Do I have to find a living one? Mrs. Zhu snorted. Talk it out? What's there to talk about? Haven't you and your wife already made a deal? Mom. Chapter 1303. Mrs. Zhu didn't believe that Zhu Daniu wouldn't be scared if she made a scene a few more times. Everyone cared about their reputation, and she knew that her son valued his reputation very much. If she died because of Zhu Daniu, the villagers would definitely gossip about Zhu Daniu. Mom. Zhu Daniu truly felt somewhat helpless, and he didn't know what to do. If he didn't agree, Mrs. Zhu would probably hit her head against the wall again. Zhu Daniu couldn't be too harsh, so he could only angrily say to old Madame Zhu, Mother, it's not that we don't want to treat third brother's illness. It's just that my wife has squandered all the money in the family. Mom, I'll teach her a lesson, but I don't have the money right now. Ah, then I don't want to live anymore. If I can't cure Zhuang, there's no point for me to live anymore. Zhu Daniu twitched the corners of his mouth. After thinking for a while, he said to his mother, "Mom, don't be like this. We need money to cure our third brother's illness. We can't steal money now." "Well, why don't you ask our second brother and second sister-in-law for money? Their family is rich enough to build a house. I'm sure they can afford the money for our third brother's treatment." After Zhu Dainiu said that, Mrs. Zhu's sight fell on Mulan. Mulan's heart skipped a beat. What was Zhu Dainiu talking about? What did he mean by her family was rich? Her family wasn't living a good life either. Zhao Yun had borrowed the money to build a house. Now that the breakfast stand in the town was closed, they didn't have a fixed income. Before they found a new way to make money, they had to save money. They couldn't spend it casually. Zhu Dainiu had completely pushed all the blame onto her. It was impossible for Mulan to have any opinions in her heart. Second sister-in-law, mother gave birth to second brother and raised him. As a daughter-in-law, you should be filial to mother. You can't just watch mother die in front of us. Zhu Dainiu said to Mulan. Mulan couldn't help but snort coldly in her heart. Since she knew that she should be filial, why didn't she see how filial she was usually? Now she was talking about her. Mulan suppressed the anger in her chest and said to Zhu Dainiu, "Brother, what are you talking about? Your family has no money, and my family has no money either. Second sister-in-law, if you don't want to care about our mother's life and death, just say it. How dare you say that you don't have money? Who doesn't know your family is rich?" Mrs. Zhu scolded. "Our old family Zhu has sinned by marrying a scourge. She only knows how to spend money on others and not on her own family." Mrs. Zhu was hinting at Mu Hin. Since Mulan had married into the family Zhu, she was a member of the family Zhu. In theory, she shouldn't meddle in her family's affairs. However, Mulan had brought Mu Hin to the family Zhu. In the family Zhu's eyes, they had raised an outsider for nothing. Mulan understood Mrs. Zhu's meaning, so she explained, "Mother, my sister didn't come here to eat for free. She helped me every day. During this period, she helped Yun'er's breakfast stall and was paid. The money she earned was enough to pay for her living expenses." Mrs. Zhu didn't listen to Mulan's words. "You are such an unfilial daughter-in-law. Your old family Zhu has 8 generations of bad luck. You don't even care about your mother-in-law's life and death." You're tuning in to the Xueqi's Martial Arts Saga YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.